Welcome back to We Got Goosebumps, a podcast dedicated to the landmark horror series for children, written by RL Stine back in the 90s. I'm your Dylan Says Something Relevant to His Tinglers. Dylan.
You need to look at the sheet. I gave you a spot. I'm your ornery little garden gnome, Travis.
Oh, am I supposed to? Oh, I see. I'm supposed to say, okay. No. Okay, wait. No, let me take a run at it. Just give me a second. I'm your penis and testicles, Dylan.
That was in one of your stories. See, I didn't read your stories.
Is that not? Oh, I thought you meant my Oh. I thought you were talking about. I thought
I'm calling each of the stories a tingler. I think that's fine.
Gotcha. You're not talking about our genitals because you've referred to your penis as an ornery little garden gnome before. So
in the last hour even. Yeah,
yes,
I get that.
Yeah. Okay.
I just thought.
Wait. What are the names of the books? Stories. I'm your unparental parent taking you to mind blowers, Dylan. Sorry, that's the best I could do.
Taking to mind blowers.
Mind blowers? Did you do mind blowers? I do mind blowers.
No, I just didn't hear what you said.
Mind blowers.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to blow your mind later about mind blowers. I am so excited to talk about mind blowers above everything else. And
I'm excited to hear. We've gotten off to a great start here. I think
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's great. Just so folks know, when I put the sheet together, I highlighted a little spot so Dylan can edit it, so he can make his little referential introduction. And I just put a little spot for him, and I said, "Here you go, Dylan. You just say something relevant to your tingler," and then he didn't fill it in, and he just read it off the teleprompter, and that's why that happened.
Most of the time, Travis writes the joke for me. I don't actually come up with those. So if you hate them, that's Trav's fault. If you like them, that's also Trav's fault.
If you hate them, it was poorly delivered, and that's still his fault. They're all funny on paper.
Or maybe the ones that they like are the ones I delivered better than they deserve to be delivered. I'm just saying. I don't want to...
That's fair, but maybe I still wrote it. Okay, anyway.
Yeah. So on today's bonus episode, because this is still a bonus episode, we're not in season 3. You didn't miss an announcement.
Right.
We're
if this was season 3, we'd be taking it seriously.
Oh, yeah. We'd definitely be a little more sober than we currently are.
I'm sober.
On this bonus episode, we're going to be taking turns summarizing each of the short stories from the 2023 short story collection, Stinetinglers 2, which was a follow-up to the 2022 collection, Stinetinglers. Well, it was just called Stinetinglers. It wasn't called Stinetinglers 1. Right. We did cover Stinetinglers, the first volume, in between seasons 1 and 2. So if you'd like to go check out those episodes, we did break that book down into 2 separate parts, and we'll be doing that again today. So on this episode, you'll be hearing the first 5 stories. And Travis, you want to read out those 5 stories real quick, because I don't have a content list up. But it's
sure, yeah. We got today. We got Lucky Me. That's written by that'll be Dylan. Lost and Found. That's me. Then Dylan's back to Mind Blowers, which I now get the reference from earlier. And then me, I'll be doing the Stopwatch, and then Dylan will take us out on Kids Rule. And Dylan, I can't wait to hear what you think of that title when we get to time to talk about it. But yeah, I thought last time was pretty fun. We got Stinetinglers 2, and then Stinetinglers 3 released in August of this year. So we're keeping on pace with our stuff. We're about to catch up with it.
I mean, unless he keeps releasing Stinetinglers, because we're always going to be 1 year behind, unless we start pushing our release date just so we can cover 2 Stinetinglers in 1 year. Because the next one's August, so... But
we'll see. I don't know. But that is, you know what, release schedule, that is a good point. So we're planning. It's not a promise. This is planning to start releasing season 3 in June. So you'll get a couple Stinetinglers episodes here on the lead up to that, and then we're going to hit it hard. We got worms out of the gate, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, I usually if you go out the gate barefoot, you do risk getting worms. So I do recommend stay within the gate.
Yeah. Yeah. That is true. You know, we could do a little small talk catch up here just because it's not been, an episode in the last bit. I mean, what do you say though? I mean, what's been going on with you? Anything scary movie wise? Any other scary books, scary adjacent things you've been into?
I mean,
you got split up.
I do have split up. I mean, we just saw each other. We could talk about that. You're just like, what horror movie is it? Like, we just saw each other this past week, and that doesn't happen this often. I know we're trying to, like, keep it unplugged from time or whatever, but, like, you know,
Yeah, but I agree with you. We stayed up in the mountains in it was a beautiful cabin up there in the mountains of North Carolina. And it would have been great.
I was home.
Oh, it's your home state. Yeah, that's where your accent came from.
It is, mostly. I mean, I just steal my accent from whoever I'm talking to. So really, when you hear my southern accent on this show, it's probably more Virginian than anything else.
Because of me?
I'm just using your accent as a reference because it's been so long. Like, I have to... Like, if I talk to my folks on the phone, like, it is very different than when I'm talking to, like, my boss on the phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, it was up there in the beautiful mountains, and boy, what a squirrely road to get up there. And I think that would have been in the right state of mind. That could have had a spookier feel to it, but instead we just had a great time in a great place. Did anything spooky happen to you out in those woods, Dylan?
So no, actually, yes, some spooky stuff because I had Mookerton. I want to call him Mookerton. I always want to I can't just say Mook. Like, Mook's too short of a name for some reason.
It's too short of a name.
Yeah. So
Mookie Blaylock.
And, that's why I have a problem with, his real quote-unquote name, Jeff. That's too short, so I have to call him Jeffington. It's just this issue I have with short names. Anyway, Pam. Just too short, Trav.
It's too short, yeah. You need to meet people with longer names, I think. Exactly. I think it's on you. Yeah.
So... we recorded another episode of our podcast, Split Up, which is also on the Polymedia Media Network. And we talked about, the theme was where we were talking about the Universal movie monsters, which, I don't know if you know the Universal movie monsters, Travis, but they're usually
sure, but maybe the audience would like to.
I was going to elaborate upon
sure,
that.
Okay.
There's Boris Karloff's Frankenstein. Monster, but the Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein movies, The Invisible Man, The Wolfman, those films, Bela Lugosi's Dracula, those films that were released by Universal in the late 30s, 40s, and I think up into the 50s, those are kind of considered the Universal movie monsters. And so we covered, not adaptations necessarily of the Universal movie monsters, but kind of later editions of that type of monster or focusing on say a Frankenstein's monster. So we both brought a Frankenstein themed movie. Mook brought Reanimator, which I believe is directed by Stuart Gordon.
Oh yeah, love that.
And that's we both love that movie a lot. That is a classic 80s schlocky movie.
Jeffrey Combs, just amazing.
Jeffrey Combs is so much apparently. Barbara Crampton is amazing. If you're a big fan of Reanimator and you want just more Reanimator, but you don't want to watch Bride of Reanimator for various reasons, Stuart Gordon also directed a movie called I just want to make sure I'm getting it right. Called From Beyond. It stars Jeffrey Combs, Barbara Crampton. It also has Ken Foree in it. If you're familiar with, I'm not going to be able to pull off anything that Kevin Foree's been in off the Dawn of the Dead. He was in the original Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
Another famous staple of American horror movies.
It's a fun episode. I encourage folks to check that one out.
And the movie I brought was Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which was directed and stars Kenneth Branagh, who... You kind of have to like Kenneth Branagh's style of making movies. I think we make that abundantly clear in the thing. But if you like big, bombastic, operatic, gothic horror, he's the guy to do it. It's an insane movie. It is a batshit insane movie.
Gotta love it, man.
I love it.
Good stuff. You guys are, monthly on that thing these days?
We're doing monthly. Cool. Well, we tried to start monthly this year, and unfortunately, there's some hiccups in March that we allude to on the episode, but we're moving forward for the rest of the year and beyond.
Very cool. Very cool.
Doing kind of a monthly because it's it's a 3-hour podcast, and as much as we try to keep it from being 3 hours, it gets longer.
Hey man, that's what, you guys are fun to listen to. It's a lot of tangents, but it's a lot of movies, and you guys have a lot of passion and insight on those
tangents in a podcast I'm on.
I mean, I try to edit at least 30% of them out.
I hear that some people don't like tangents, which I find they act as if that's not something that should happen in a podcast.
They'll get over it. Well, that's great, man. As for me, I've just been doing other podcasts and just being dumb on stage, and I haven't experienced anything scary in a while, which I think's good. I want to keep that streak alive.
Except for an empty crowd.
Oh, that did happen. Yeah, I did go to I did drive 2 hours from home to do stand up for one guy, and his name was Tanner. And God bless him. You know, he looked like he had a retroreflective vest on. He had a long day at work, I could tell, and I made him stay for me because I could tell he was done with his beer. He looked like he was about to be like, boy, head on out. And I was like, you better sit right there because you better just go ahead and sit back down.
I apologize that this is, I'm sure, the fourth podcast that you've had to recount that story on at this point.
That's okay.
And this is probably
I've got my story straight.
All right. Like, it hasn't dropped. Like, when you first brought it up on Drunk Friends, you're like, yeah, there's only like 10 guys there. By the time it's on Polykill, you're just like, yeah, only 5 guys. By the time you got to me, it's just like, one guy, and he was mad.
And he didn't
like the show. Yeah. Like, he was mad about it. He booed. And it's just like, Jake, what are you doing, man? Like, at least support me. But
it was, I would say it was rough, but I'm going to consider it an experience. You know, it can't get worse than that. Maybe. I guess it could.
That's what you talk about on Conan's podcast in 20 years. You know, if he's still doing that and you make it big, you know. I mean, when you make it big. Sorry, I didn't mean to say if. Jesus, what a dick.
I make it big. I'm 60 on Conan's podcast, and he's 86. That's
honestly,
that's great.
That's still a win, I feel like.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Unless it's, you know, let's just start the show.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to read some reviews real quick because we did get a couple, and I want people to know that if you do submit a review on iTunes, for especially because they're easy to get, I'll read them out here. We got one from Todd Sen, February 26th. He says, "So funny." That's how he titled it. Thank you, Todd, for thinking so. And a lot of emojis. I'm going to assume Todd's a younger fella here. He says, "This show." Or very old, yeah.
Well, you don't have to. Todd.
It's Zoomers and Boomers. Nobody in between is using emojis. Come on,
that's true. Yeah.
He says, "This show is amazing," laugh crying emoji, "and I love how they break down the book with comedy." That's a drama emoji, I believe, with the two masks. Mm-hmm. It does say drama, comedy, drama, and hilarity, but I wish there were more episodes. Sad face, very sad face, sadder face, mad sad face. Yeah, I wish there were too, but man, we got to schedule these things between a whole bunch of other stuff, and we got to read the books.
I just want to say that when you weren't here and I was just sitting in this recording studio all by myself and I was looking at the reviews, I also decided to read the reviews aloud. I'm going to pretend it's like to warm up my voice, but it's really like I like doing silly voices. And I did the exact same thing you did and read out every single emoji in exactly that same way. Like breaking down each sad face emoji. Oh, can I do the
Oh, yes, please. Bankson.
The subject is make more episodes. And the actual review is, please, amazing show. To which I would say, we are. Yeah,
we're doing that right now, Bankson. I do appreciate the make more episodes as the title and then the please tacked in later. It's a good touch. I was like, wow, how demanding. Then I was like, oh, actually kind of polite.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not in all caps, like, you know, so just kind of read it just read it in that kind of like, please, amazing show.
Yeah, and we got you. It's what we're doing right here. Now let's get to the cover. Let's look at the front of the thing. We got an upside down boy. Now, you remember Stinetinglers 1 boy, right side up. This is upside down boy. That's how you keep them different. If you pull out one book and you're like, wait, which one's this? Ask yourself, is that an upside down boy or is that a right side up boy?
But what if they pick up the book upside down then, Travis?
It'll be hard to read.
Yes. Yes, and Travis, what are you doing to me? Like,
it'll be hard book to read there. Be upside down.
Which one am I?
Oh no! Don't hold Stinetinglers 1 up on upside down. I can't tell them apart.
Visual humor. All right.
But I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything yet. But my stories, neither one of them had an upside down boy in it.
Well,
but there's more to this cover that one of my stories did have.
Well, the thing is, the story that this cover's taken from doesn't even have a boy in it. It's 2 little girls.
That's right.
So I don't even know what this boy's doing. Maybe this is an earlier victim.
Could be, or it's 2 stories on the cover kind of being referenced. Because the little gnome guys, which, by the way, are hard to tell, I think. I owned the book for a solid week and then had to talk to Dylan on the internet before he was like, those are gnomes. And I was like, holy shit, those are not red flowers.
And I also realized that live on air. Like, that was not me being like, Travis, I love the gnomes on that cover. It's like, what the? Those aren't fucking flowers. Travis, flowers don't have eyeballs. And you're like, Dylan, you're right. I thought they were like jungle plants at first.
I did too, yeah.
Because the artist Marcela Bolivar, I feel like we always had a little extra oomph to her name, and
we put a pause around both ends of it, just for like
Marcela
a landing.
Bolivar.
Make sure we land it.
Yeah. I feel like we land Bolivar. I don't know if we do Marcela.
Yeah, is it Marcella or Marcela?
Yeah, or Marcela.
Wonderful artist. Check out their Instagram. I'm going to put it right back in the show notes for this episode because
again, like you can even if you had a spy camera or had tapped into my camera, you could see half one of her prints on my bookcase right next.
He does. Yeah. I will confirm that for the audience. It's a beautiful print.
It's a lady who's lying in dead leaves, and she has hollow eye sockets, and there's like leaves merged with her face.
Dude, it's incredible. She does a lot of stuff with leaves and spindly things, sometimes some snakes, a lot of jungle and flowers, and she likes eyes. She likes
spooky pretty ladies covered in plants, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, but wonderful stuff, and then great artist for the cover here. I don't know what the Upside Down Boy's referencing. Maybe that's in the second half of the book. We're only covering the first half today, but the gnomes are in there. And I gotta say, I think I think the first cover I like better, only because of that little impression on that boy's cheek. I think that's really good. This is great, but it just doesn't have that extra layer of ick that first one did.
Yeah, I do like it a lot more now that I realize they're gnomes. I will say that. Like, if we had come in here being like, I mean, they're pretty jungle plants. I think they're red flowers with their glistening red eyes are adorable. But, like, it's, no. I like that it's subtle.
Now that I'm looking at it upside down a little bit, that might be a girl from our story.
Oh. Maybe, like, I bet this is her being trapped. Like, instead of having her covered with a net, which would look kind of bad, like having your main character covered with a net, I think she's caught in, like, maybe they're just like, have a kid caught in a trap on the front of the book. And she's like, all right. And she does, like, a rabbit snare. No, I think that's actually good because that's a better trap visually than a net.
I think so. Works well. Well, very good. So I like that. A lot more plants. She likes the plants. You do that, be there. And you can also get a sneak peek of Stinetinglers, the third cover, I believe.
That is her as well. Yeah. It's actually available on her website. Did you get the feeling, by the way, that like some of these stories went a little harder than...
I don't know about harder. Like, I just thought that the kids were brattier. More aggressive.
I wonder if that's just the difference between, like, being a dad and being like
a grandpa.
Yeah, just like, get off my lawn.
Yeah, that might be his temperament might be shining through a little bit, for sure.
But I just realized probably the most brutal scene happens in the first story. So you probably don't even. This is what I got set up for. I was just like, oh, don't expect to see that in RL Stine. But
oh, okay. Well, take it away. I think we're ready. Jump in. This is Lucky Me.
Lucky Me was the first story in the volume. And what I do like is, because I believe he did this in the first one as well, before each story, he includes like a little introduction that explains where he got the idea for the aforementioned story. So for Lucky Me, he talks about how he had a brother. I mean, I'm assuming he still has a brother. I mean, he might not. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the weeds on this one. When he was a kid, he had a brother named Bill. Bill had a lucky rabbit's foot. R.L. Stine was like, hey, you know what'd be funny if I were to take his lucky rabbit's foot? So he takes the lucky rabbit's foot and he hides it. And Bill breaks his ankle that same day. And so R.L. Stine's just like, oh, shit. So that's what this story's about. And it's interesting. This one's going to be... It's going to be difficult for me to explain because I'm both stoned and because it's a little nonlinear. So the time gets a little wonky. And I'm going to stop I've been watching a lot of Sopranos lately, so this is kind of how I talk from now on.
I do want to say, though, it wasn't like he stole his lucky rabbit's ankle. I don't know if there's a...
Well, I know, but the correlation is between the luckiness of the events.
Oh, okay, not the appendage. Okay, all right.
Yeah. It's not tied. It's not like a voodoo rabbit's foot or whatever.
Okay.
And maybe it's like his foot slipped. Why are you making me fucking fit this weird mythology that you have?
I'm ready to move on. We don't need spackle for that.
And so then his foot slipped. So his foot was the cause of the accident, but the broken ankle was the result of his foot slipping. There you go. I spackled your nonsense because I can't help it. This is a condition, you guys. You all think it's funny and a great little parlor trick that I do for the podcast, but this is my life.
I want you to know, even on Uncle Doug, we reference your spackle to this day. We sometimes bring our own tub, and we're not as good at it as you, but we try.
This story starts off not with a bang, but the roaring trumpet of an elephant. I don't know where there's a big noise, because what happens is this kid says, he starts off saying, this is how it starts, I didn't fall into the elephant habitat, I jumped. Which I feel like is a perfect little kid explanation for something. I didn't fall into the exhibit. I jumped in there, all right? It's like, no, that's worse. You do realize you made it worse by admitting culpability.
This is a Harambe situation.
It is very much a Harambe situation, and I don't want to know what happens to these elephants at the end of the story. But his lucky ball cap, the wind picks it up, blows it into the enclosure. Unfortunately, I do not know what baseball team this ball cap is in reference to. It is just his favorite. Yeah. Okay. So his parents are like, Billy, stop it. I don't know that his name's Billy. I didn't write down any names because they're all first person. So whatever. Anyway, there's this kid. I don't know his name. So Billy, he goes, they're screaming at him. He decides, I'm going to go get my hat. And the way he's acting about it is, this is perfectly reasonable. Goes over the fence, jumps into the elephant enclosure, sees his hat, decides he's going to go get that hat, and nearly gets run over by an elephant because they start stampeding him. I don't know how
This is like Curious George.
Yeah. And it's bad. But everyone is like yelling and screaming, and everyone's really upset. His name's... oh, God. The names. That's what I forgot about this. I blocked it. I think I blocked it. The kid's name is Charles. His first name is Charles, but he goes by Chuck, or sometimes Chucky. So he's running, gets his hat, manages to get away from the elephant. He even says, I did the old tuck and roll. I don't know how I did it, but he gets the hat, he does the tuck and roll, gets out of his way of this stampeding elephant. Mom's crying. Dad's super upset about the whole incident. And then they have this kind of weird moment where it's just like, did we stumble into like a cult situation here? Because it's starting to feel a little culty. The dad says, you were lucky. And the son's just like, we're always lucky. And then the dad reaches inside of his shirt, pulls out a lucky charm. It's in a small black velvet bag that he wears around his neck at all times. And he takes the charm out of the bag, and they all kiss it in the family.
Oh my God, this is wild.
And then he puts it back into the bag. Two things. A, insane.
Insane.
Two, he's had this for 2 weeks. This insane little ritual is the result of a gift that Chuck gave his parents 2 weeks ago.
Oh, Chuck gave his parents this gift.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And they've already developed this weird, tribal ritual around it. So I'm like... And at first he's talking about the hat being lucky. So I'm thinking, do they all have their own lucky item and that's what their deal is? No. No.
Just one lucky charm.
Because I lucked out, my friend. Because I read your stories, and I know you didn't get what I got in this story.
Yeah, I didn't read your stories.
A weird little shop and a strange shop owner who has no business giving things to children. But before I get to the shopkeep, I should get into the name thing. The family's last name is Lucky.
So their name is Lucky, and then they just suddenly got lucky.
Yes, but to be fair, there is an explanation for the name in this family. As opposed to some of the other family names or other names that we've gotten where it's just like, yeah, we're named the Spiders. We're also Spiders. It's not like that. The dad's name used to be Luchow or Luchow, or it's Luchow. But then when the dad met mom, he was like, I must be the luckiest man in the world to have met a woman like you. So he legally changed his name to Lucky. So we have a name of choice rather than one of chance. So I will accept that. But the parents, being awful parents, obviously, because they're in a Goosebumps book, have named Charles, who goes by Chuck sometimes. And so the other school children often call him, Chucky Lucky or Chuck Luck or whatever.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's just a perfect hellstorm for this child. And you know what? The kind of parents that would be like, let's change your last name to Luck, are the same kind of people who are like, Chucky Lucky, as being like just a great name. Also, Chuck, there are worse words to rhyme with both of your names. So let's just chill out with being called Chucky Lucky. Mm-hmm. Enjoy those times, because once you get to middle school, just dark days. So there's obviously an annoying younger sister. She doesn't get a whole lot of play at the beginning, but she is kind of the result for everything bad that happens and plays a significant part at the end. But this is Emma. So we've got Emma.
Okay.
And there's all these kind of things that he talks about where, like, there's all these lucky moments in life. And one of the things that's lucky is both of his parents have a birthday on May 1st. So he's going to go down to the store. He's going to get them both a birthday present because they both have the same birthday. Isn't that adorable? That's kind of like, I guess you could call yourselves, the Lucks if you want from that, or the Luckies, or like, that's kind of
the happy coincidences.
The same birthday too. Yeah, like, that's not a bad way to go through life either. Like, believing that you're preternaturally lucky. So anyway, he saves up his money, which is $30. I just want to mention inflation is a real thing in the Goosebumps universe. Like, it did go up. He's not just trying to go out there with like $10 in his pocket and get a bottle of Monster Blood. He's got $30, all right?
$30, yeah.
So his dad drops him off for tennis lesson. He's going to go shop for presents because there's a shopping center across the way. But then he sees this tiny little shop that he's never noticed before, right next to the sports center. So he goes over, and this is how it's the store itself is described. The front window was filled with all kinds of strange objects. Carved heads, and beads carved out of bone, and shiny old-looking rings and earrings, and animal pins. Tiny skulls, rubber snakes, and 2 small rabbits. I couldn't tell if they were real or stuffed. I raised my eyes to the sign above the glass door. Odd Things. That's what the store was called. And then something shiny in the corner of the window caught my eyes. And I thought I'd found a good gift for Mom and Dad. So he comes in, goes in the store. That sounds like a great store to me. It also kind of sounds like the knife and crystal store that was in every mall in the 90s, where it'd just be like dragons and black velvet and knives with dragons. And like weird Wolverine claw weapons. And
we should reopen one.
They should. We should. You're a knife salesman? I've worked in an army surplus store before. You and me, buddy.
With our powers combined.
We could sell knives. So we're not left with just the Lux as being the only weird names, because we have Mr. Fogg, who is... I'm just going to describe him, because he's now another like classic shopkeeper. He appeared old, with scraggly white hair that fell over his forehead, a wrinkled, pruny face, gray, stubbly whiskers on his cheeks. His eyes made me freeze. They were bright blue as the sky, and they glowed in the darkness of the store. So Chuck...
He's creepy.
Yeah. So Chuck goes in here, and he says, I want to get the thing I saw in the window, sir, please. And Mr. Fogg is like, oh, this thing filled with secrets. And he takes it as this, the good luck charm. And what's the way that this thing is described, sounds like the kind of thing, when you're driving 95 and you see like Sheets or whatever, you go in there and there's like the weird little gift shop that's in there that's like magnets of states and like hot sauces from like that county or whatever. Like, it's just filled with cheap little knickknacks around the area. This good luck charm sounds like something you would find in the paperweight section of one of those weird little gas station tourist stores. Like, it sounds... But the way that it's described throughout the whole thing is just like, this rare and ancient artifact. Like, for example, he spun the charm between his fingers. Do you recognize the shape, son? I shook my head. Some kind of leaf? It's a shamrock. Motherfucker, everyone knows what a 4-leaf clover looks like. Like, you're telling me this fucking kid doesn't know what a clover looks like?
It looks familiar. It looks like 4 leaves.
It's a shamrock, he said. Shamrocks are the only real good luck charms. Oh. Mr. Fogg turned it over so I could see the back. The words, Lucky Charm, appeared to be stenciled in black there. Like, it's a shamrock. It's a metal shamrock that just says Lucky Charm on the back in black stencil writing.
That's not luck. That's just a thing. That's a fridge magnet.
You could literally put, like, Virginia is for lovers on the back of it, or like a Target logo on it. Like, it's just fucking like...
Yeah, it's just tchotchke fodder.
But he's describing Mr. Fogg, this being of great evil. So yada, yada, yada. It's a real good luck charm. Everything in the store is real. You'll get good luck. Everybody gets good luck. Yay! But you can't sell it to him because that's bad luck. But you can give it to him. So, but you have to be worthy. And he's like, of course I'm worthy. My name's Luck. Charles Lucky, that's me. He does sound like a rascal, a little rascal or something.
A little bit.
Just call me Charles Lucky. I can get you anything you want, boss. If you need anything from the dice store, I'm super lucky. Like, I don't know why you... Anyway, so the shopkeeper's like, oh, this is very exciting that your name is Lucky. Obviously, the good luck charm should go to someone whose name is Lucky. Here you go. But there's probably no evil ancient warning for this. Goodbye. I mean, the store's still there. Yeah, he just...
Store's still there.
Yeah, he just gives it to him, and then leaves. Mr. Fogg, is there any way I can pay you? I asked. He nodded. Yes, you can pay me by having a lifetime of good luck. I didn't know how to answer that. I'll try, I blurted out. I gripped the bag tightly in my hand. And I turned and walked out of the store. The bell jangled behind me. I stepped into the street and was hit by a car.
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh, I was more focused on the shopkeep being kind of creepy. Oh, but yeah, him being hit by a car out of nowhere is pretty fucking funny.
That's not lucky. That's bad luck, Dylan. That's not
he
good.
got just creamed, like, right outside the store. But...
Did that make you laugh when you read it? Were you like...
I did have a moment like... Did this just happen to Goosebumps? Did this kid just get, like, plowed into it? Is dead? Is he dead? He's not dead. So
okay.
He recovers in the hospital conveniently, so you don't have to write anything in between the two events that just happened, him being hit by a car and him sounding like, what? I'm in the hospital.
Right.
The first thing his mom says is like, you're lucky, Chuck. He's like, oh, great. I just got hit by a car. I don't see how that might be lucky. And... his parents are just like, you barely got a scratch. Like, it could have been so much worse. Like, the fact that you didn't get murdered is very lucky. And Chuck is just like, oh, that's good, because I was concerned at first because, like, I got you this lucky charm and then I got hit by a car. But happy birthday. I was worried it's bad luck. This is going to turn out to almost be like the expiration date on the can of Monster Blood, but I think I like this a little bit more. But we're gonna roll with this. So he's just like, give me that black bag. I need to show you something. And he takes out the lucky charm, and then his stupid sister, his dum-dum of a sister, takes it and drops it on the ground and clatters there. And he's like, my luck charm. But it's made of metal, so who cares? So he gives it to his parents. His dad just immediately is like, I will never take this off my son.
Oh.
Well, I mean, he's just like, the shopkeep says they have to wear it all the time in order to get the luck from it. Which is like standard luck rules. It's not like he has to be buried with it or something weird like that.
Right.
And I'm sure it's not like if he took it off for a shower, he would immediately die of cardiac arrest. I feel like this is just like, keep it around your day-to-day person. And at one point, Mom says, the lucky family is going to be lucky from now on. It's like they've never been unlucky. They've been fine. Like, there's never been like, well, Chuck and Emma, there's a reason why we say you're our lucky accidents. Like, it's not like that. Like, it's not like there's no problems. I don't know why they're so like hung up on this idea of luck, other than it being their name. So now we fast forward to 2 weeks in the future. Our good friend is getting out of the elephant pit. Everyone's pissed off at him. He gets kicked out of the zoo. Everything's happy. As they're driving home, they are like, what's that smell? Oh, is that a black cloud over our house? I wonder what that could be. And then it's their house is burning down right in front of their eyes. So they get back from the zoo.
What?
And, and their house is straight up burning down. And
that's terrifying.
It's not great. Obviously, there's no firefighters, I guess, because they're in the middle of like nowhere in the suburbs. They realize that their dog's in there. So they got to go get Rusty. So Dad kicks down the door and like goes into the burning building, and they manage to get Rusty out of there. And Rusty runs out, and then Rusty keeps running, and Rusty runs off into the woods. And for a second there, I swear to God, I thought it was Rusty ran into the road and got hit by a car.
Hit by a car. That's what I was worried you were going to say.
I was waiting for that because it's just
Holy
our kids already got hit by a car. Their house burned down. Like, this seems like this is starting to become a rough story. The elephant thing's a little silly. And that seems like...
these things are only like 20 pages long. How's this resolve? I'm scared.
They're all dead. So, but they're still just like, well, Rusty lived. Because that's the kind of annoying thing about the family is every time something bad happens, you're just like, it could have been so much worse. It's just like, guys, you're fucking kidding me, right? Because like, no, this is bad. This is all bad things that are happening. They're like, oh, even though Rusty ran away, at least he didn't die in the fire. And then they all kiss the shamrock again. So then they're living in an apartment while their house is being rebuilt. Things are getting drastically worse for the family. Like they're in an apartment. Chuck makes a sign that says "Lucky me" on it because he believes in irony. Because his dad's just like, we're all lucky to still be a family and be in this nice apartment. And she's like, all right, Dad, I'll be lucky. I'll continue to be lucky. And Chuck and Emma have to share a room now, but like Chuck's like, all right, we're lucky to, I guess, be alive. We don't even have our dog because he ran away, but he's probably alive. So he makes his lucky me sign. And as he's nailing a nail in the wall, I want you to think about what I'm about to tell you because I can't figure out how the child did this. He says, I decided to nail it to the wall at the side of my bed. I started to pound in the first nail. Keep in mind, this is a child.
Mm-hmm.
So don't say anything about pounding.
Ah.
Ow! I screamed as the hammer slipped.
Oh, no.
And the nail went right through my palm.
Okay.
Grotesque injury to happen to a child.
Rough.
Just
Jesus'd himself.
Jesus himself on a nail. I have been thinking about it. You hold it like this, and you
how does it happen?
How does it happen?
How does it get through the middle of the palm?
It's like RL Stine wanted to hurt this child. That he didn't even care how it happened. He's just like, I'm going to put a nail through his hand. It's like, RL, this doesn't make sense the way it's written. I don't care.
Like,
is he bleeding?
Did they go through the back of his hand or through the? I guess he says through the palm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. You'd have to be really.
And then this next part actually makes it worse. Mom and Dad heard my howls of pain from the front room and came running. Dad grabbed my hand and held it. Mom's hand trembled. That line. Like putting in that moment of like your parent figure being scared after you've hurt yourself badly. Mom's hand trembled, but she pulled the nail out quickly. Wave after wave of throbbing pain shot down my arm. Mom wrapped a bandage carefully around the hand. That's going to hurt for a while, Dad said. But you were very lucky, Chuck. Huh? Lucky? I cried. He stared at the wound on the back of my hand. Yes, lucky, he said. The nail didn't go through a vein. The bleeding is slowing down already.
Oh, so good news.
He pulled the charm from under his shirt, and the three of us kissed it.
Okay. Out from under his shirt? Like it was up against his skin?
He always wears it.
Oh, because it's on the neck. Okay, gotcha.
So, luckily, 2 days later, they find Lucky. Or Rusty, sorry. too many weird names in the story. The neighbor finds Rusty, their dog, and everyone's happy. And it's lucky they found him. He was just wandering in the woods. Except he's not quite the same dog anymore. He doesn't chase after tennis balls. He doesn't seem happy. He doesn't bark. He just kind of makes this weird shrill sound that's whiny and not like an actual bark. But it's lucky that we got our emotionally disabled dog back, who's now trapped in a lifetime of misery. And
that's so far the saddest thing.
It's not getting better. The next day, Dad picked Emma and me up at school. He usually asked us a lot of questions about our day, but today he didn't say a word. He kept his lips pressed tightly together. His eyes looked watery, as if he was about to cry. Dad, is anything wrong? I asked. You look really sad. He sighed. I might as well tell you. You will hear it soon enough. What? I cried. What's wrong? He kept his eyes straight on the road. He didn't look at me. I lost my job today, he said. Oh no! Emma cried from the back seat. You were fired? Dad nodded and sighed again. I worked there 10 years. And they let me go. Just like that. Emma and I were silent for a while. Finally I said, You know we're the lucky family. You know we have good luck. Find a new job right away, Dad. I saw a teardrop slide down his cheek. He didn't say anything. Just kept his eyes straight ahead on the road. Real family annihilator situation we're being set up for.
I don't like that.
So they lost their home. I'm sure insurance is going to pay for most of the reconstruction of it, hopefully.
Sure.
Probably not paying for the apartment they're renting right now.
Nope.
Now that they're a single income family, I'm sure everything's going to be A-okay. But then, it's not over. Like, we're still rolling downhill for the family. The dad gets a job interview. He's wicked excited. It's going to be a great job. He's confident about it. He says a bunch of things that make you think that he's got back his self-esteem and his pride. Goes outside. Comes back in. Car stolen. I'm not adding anything to this, by the way. This isn't me being like, and then they got it. These are all things that are just... And this section ends, which is literally just a list of, like, Job's fail, like, just being reamed by God. To my surprise, Emma grabbed me by the arms. She shook me hard. Your charm doesn't work, Chuck, she screamed. Don't you see? We're not lucky. We're not lucky at all. Which is, A, no shit. But B, also kind of like a no more wire hangers like level of drama about like a lucky charm that looks like you could have gotten it at like Office Depot. Like,
oh yeah,
it's just a silver paperweight that looks like a shamrock. the most heartbreaking moment. This is basically the moment in the R.L. Stine story where George Bailey is about to throw himself off the bridge. Chuck. Stupid names. Chuck comes out, and by the dumpster, he sees the black velvet bag and realizes his dad threw away the lucky charm. His dad was just like, "This doesn't work." Like,
so
can you imagine how
did get
broken,
immediately worse?
Yeah, and can you imagine how broken down you must be as a person to be like, I can't even have like this lucky charm. There's nothing left for me. I'm going to throw away a rabbit's like. That just says so much about how broken he is. He's trying to fix it by any means. So I'm going to wrap this up because this has been taking like 30 minutes for this one story. So
it's been good.
Chuck and Emma are just like, we're gonna take care of this situation. I'm worried if we throw it away, bad things will happen because the guy said so. I forgot to mention. There were some rules, but they're basic rules. If you throw it away, your luck goes away, obviously, whatever. He goes to Emma, he's just like, I'm going to go back and give this back. Emma's just like, do you think he'll give you your money back? It's like, he gave it to me for free, so I'm sure there's no weird rules about returning it. There's going to be weird rules about returning it.
Yeah.
Just as a fun fact there.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy.
And Emma's just like, I want to come with you. And Chuck's just like, all right, sure. I mean, two's company, so let's go. So they head off to Mr. Fogg's store odd things, which sounds like a children's book version of Needful Things, the Stephen King story. I'm sure it's a reference. Yeah. And he goes up to Mr. Fogg. He's like, the luck is bad in this thing. It's real bad. It's real broken. And Mr. Fogg is, what are you talking about? It's a good luck charm. I told you, everything's real in the store. Everything works. And the guy's like, well, that sounds bad. He's like, yes, everything that I just said, all the things I just described to you, those are bad luck things. This is good luck charm. He's like, let me see this ancient trinket. He looks at it for a second. And he looks at the kids.
This is going to be stupid, isn't it?
It's going to be real stupid. I'm so excited to tell it to you, though. So he looks at it all over. And he says, was this dropped? And Emma's just like, I did. It was just an accident. It's like, I see. Well, the problem is that one of the letters was scratched off the back of it. And so now, instead of Lucky Charm, it says Lucky Harm.
Oh, my God. Got us on the technicality there, RL. Is it a charm or is it a pedantic piece of trash?
It's a pedantic piece of trash and a charm. Well, actually, it's a harm now. Arguably, it's no longer a lucky charm. So if it's not a charm, it doesn't do charm things, right? That's how I would read that. Because the lucky is what kind of charm it is. It's not a harm charm. It's a lucky charm. But if it's no longer a charm, I've said that word so many times, I don't ever want to say it again, which is a problem because there's still story left.
You're trying to spackle. Calm down.
The shop owner says, like, basically, you're screwed. And Chuck and Emmer's like, well, can you take it back? He's like, no, that'd be worse. If you give it back, bad luck for everyone. It's like, well, can we throw it away? He's like, no, you have to keep it or your luck will get even worse than if you have it. He's like, our lives are literally disintegrating. He's like, I don't know what to tell you. Bye. And he leaves. Goes to the back. So that's it. He's just like, wow, you guys are, that really backfired on you guys. As they're leaving the store, and because Mr. Fogg's got his back turned to him, Chuck is just like, fuck it, and like hucks it up and toss it onto a high shelf, and they boogie and scoot out of the store, which I feel like chancy. Then Emma and I hurried out of the store as fast as we could. We trotted down that sidewalk, and we both started to laugh. I'm so glad we got rid of that thing, Emma said. And then she fell down an open manhole. No, I cried. I leapt forward and grabbed her around the waist as she started to sink into the hole. I held on tight and struggled to hoist her out. I've got you, I shouted. I've got you. I swung her back onto the ground. She caught her balance and a smile spread over her face. She was perfectly fine. From now on, I said, we make our own luck. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum.
Wow.
I mean, bum. Wait, that's not.
Yeah, doesn't have the same.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a good ride, but that ending, was.
They're gonna die, right? The dad is gonna kill the entire family. What we don't know is their last name. Oh my god. Last name List.
Okay, I see what you're doing.
What if this is secretly about John List?
What if? Very good, man. What'd you think overall on that one? What was your feel?
In some ways, it kind of reminded me of like the clock story from the first Stinetinglers, the smartwatch story. Spoilers for later in this book.
I was going to say I got more on that later.
It kind of felt like that, where it's just like, this feels a little gimmicky, but this has less problems. I enjoyed it. It was kind of dumb. It was kind of like a popsicle stick joke story. Like, you get to the end and it's just like, oh, it's Lucky Harm. Like it's basically a Shaggy Dog story almost. Like you get to the end of it and it's just like, and then he didn't have a way to end it. The short stories, I feel like he still has the cliffhanger endings, but they just end harder sometimes. Where it's just like, I think this child died 5 seconds after
Might
the
have.
story ended.
It's true. All right, are you ready for some Lost and Found? Because I got both.
I just like Lost. Actually, I was okay with Lost.
Oh, the show? Yeah. It was okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Lost and Found's second story here. RL Stine says that he was lost in a zoo when he was in 4th grade, and that's what inspired the story. I was never lost in a zoo, but it sounds like it would be kind of terrifying, honestly, if you're a small child. If you're an older, like, teenager, it could be fun. You get to meet new animals. Some of them just humans. But anyway, this is Rosie. Rosie's the star of our story. Her and her friend Audra Johnson, they're in 6th grade. And their school's going to take a trip down to the Midtown Zoo down in Midtown. And they're pretty excited to see the new Africa Plains area. They saw some ads on TV that, which not as many kids do these days. But Dylan, let me tell you, they also watched footage of it on YouTube before the trip. There's RL Stine referencing YouTube directly in a story. I thought that was an interesting coming of age kind of detail.
I did see a couple of like modern references that also felt, fuck you kids, PlayStation, we're having Nintendo. Like, because he makes like a generic PlayStation reference without putting any numerals after it, which is smart. Like, if you're a writer writing children's books now, just use PlayStation. Don't put a number after it. They never change the fucking name of it. It's a time, from 1996, 7 to now, you could just say PlayStation, and that could be any kid.
Covered it. Yep.
Well, I guess you could say Xbox. Like, who the fuck says Xbox Series X2 and S9? Like, everyone just says Xbox.
Nobody says that. And so, again, the girls, they watched, they were excited. They're stoked. They watched some footage of it on YouTube before their trip. And they planned, because kids in 6th grade have phones, they planned to record their zoo trip and edit it into a video journal. Because that's what the kids are doing, man. Put it on the TikToks, have fun with it. Now, they're in Mr. Glick's class. That's the class that's going on the field trip, Mr. Glick's class. And there's another kid in there. His name's Marty. And that poor sumbitch is allergic to animal dander and just about everything else under the sun. Just a miserable, snotty kid that just has a rough time.
This book, these stories are filled with some of the worst parents I've ever seen in an R.L. Stine story. Why did they send Marty to a zoo? Why did his parents fill out his permission slip to go to a zoo if he's allergic to animal dander?
Yeah, that's actually where most of it is.
Yeah. Almost all animal dander comes from zoos.
It's true, but he's going on the trip. And Marty, they talk a little bit about Marty. Marty ruins trips by being allergic to everything. He said when they went to the school picnic, he couldn't go because he was allergic to fresh air. That's the girls kind of saying that, hyperbole, I'd call it. Mr. Glick does tell him to take some antihistamines before his zoo trip. He's like, "Come on, kid, you're going to want to shield up for this. It's going to be a tough day for you." But also, Mr. Glick says it's not going to be all animal gazing, kids. All right, the trip is going to have some lectures in it. We're going to have a lecture about endangered species, and then we're going to have some of the zoo staff come tell us what it's like to be in a zoo. And the girls did not like the idea of lectures. They were bored just hearing that there would be lectures. They would not survive a lecture.
They remind me so much of the kids from You Can't Scare Me. They were just like, we have to go on a field trip out in the woods. This is stupid. And it's just like, You get to hear a zoo person talk about working in the zoo. Why is that so awful?
Sounds neat.
Yeah.
Zoos are fun. So they form a plan, they hatch a plan. They're going to sneak off to that Africa Plains exhibit once they're at the zoo to avoid those lectures. They're going to try to separate themselves from Glick, Marty, and the whole gang and go check out that other exhibit all by themselves. Now, when they get on the bus, old snotty Marty, he sees they brought a little bit of beef jerky. And if I was Marty's age, I'd have been jazzed. Somebody had some beef jerky to look like they might have extra for me. But no, Marty says,
I can't be near it since I'm allergic. I'm allergic to the beef jerky. You can't have that near me.
It's like, God damn it, Marty. Fucking, just get away from me. They'd roll their eyes. They're like, Jesus Christ, how's this kid still alive? How's evolution allowed him to be? But anyway, once they get to the zoo, and they slip off the bus, And they scooch around the edge of the bus. They get out of sight. They run. And they get in the zoo and they hide inside the zoo. Easy peasy. What is this, Ocean's 11? Years old? Ocean's 11 years old is what this is.
I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
You so goddamn much.
Once they get in there, they realize no one else is around. Free zoo, all of themselves. That's great. They have free reign of that plains area? Just the area. So they head toward it. They're like, hell yeah, man, we're going to go check out some Africa plains. They head over there, and they snuck, I never get it right. They get on over there. There's tall grasses. Now, it seems to me they're just inside the, like, savannah. They're in tall grasses.
I didn't quite understand how the safari park worked. It seems like you could just walk through a gate, and you're in the safari park. That seems dangerous.
It does. When I think of zoo, I think animals, like, sad in cages. But apparently these animals are roaming free in some type of large enclosure, so...
Yeah, I mean, I know what a safari park is.
Yeah. But they didn't describe it as that. They said zoo.
No, a zoo. And this is the second zoo in 2 stories. 2 out of 2 stories have a zoo in it.
That's true. That's zoo true. But they sneak through the tall grass, because they're in the exhibit, and they see some gazelles. And they're like, oh, look at those gazelles. And they're like, you know what we did? We're so hurried to get off the bus there, we forgot our phones. So we can't take pictures or video. We can't do any of this for a video journal. And we can't capture these lovely gazelles. Gosh dang. And then the gazelles suddenly stand on alert. Huh? You know how gazelles do when they stand on alert and get all hunched up and they looked around all beady-eyed. They were like, uh-oh, must be a predator. And, but no, they charge at the girls. In fact, it's a coordinated effort to kill the children. And one of them yells, run! Which probably didn't have to do. I think the message was clear. So they're running, and they run, 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 and they become lost. Because this is new zoo, and not been here before. And so they become lost pretty easy, and they turn around and realize the gazelles are no longer running after them. They must have a Lucky Charm in their pocket. That's great. Gazelles have held off. I don't know if gazelles to be very aggressive toward humans. I don't know what they do if they got you.
I don't think they would chase you for miles. Like, I feel like they'd be like, you're out of our territory, bye.
It's a weird animal to be chased by. I would have thought maybe something was chasing the gazelles toward them, and that was going to be a fun reveal. But no, it's just gazelles being silly. Hostile gazelles. Yeah. Now they're scared, because now they're lost. They're all out of sorts. They don't have a phone. They can't look at a map. They can't call anybody. And now they assume Mr. Glick, won't leave without them. They assume the bus will be there when they get back. But they know even if they do go back at this point, they're probably going to be in trouble for sneaking off. So they're kind of dreading it.
To be fair, they're probably right that he wouldn't leave, because that's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
I mean, yeah, that'd be, they count for a reason. And so they start walking around trying to get out of there. And then they see the same pond twice and realize they've been walking in circles. I don't know how big this zoo is at this point. You can't maintain eye contact with like a feature that's close by and just walk toward it until it's wild. It must be huge.
Yeah.
They realize that they're lost, but they continue walking. They come to a sign that says, danger endangered. All right, you got that? It's a danger endangered. Like there might be an endangered species ahead. And they say, okay, well, they climb the fence anyway. They're like, well, endangered doesn't mean that it's dangerous. It didn't say danger, dangerous. It said danger, endangered. So maybe they're sweet and weak, and that's why they're all dying off. Let's go check them out.
Yeah.
So they climb the fence, and then they see rows of small white houses with slanted red roofs like dog houses. So it's like, what is this, a dog zoo? What do we got in here? This could be fun. I don't know of any endangered dogs. I'm sure there are some breeds, but, we're not going to get into that. And then a little man steps out of one of the houses. Little man just walks out, and the girls are like, well, that's not a dog. That's a man. It's a little man. And the little man just trots out of a house. And at this point in the story, I was like, okay, that's awesome. Did not think we were going there. We were just in a zoo running around. Now we've got gnomes.
I felt the same way I did when we found out there was a mermaid in deep trouble.
A little man steps out of the house, and now he's about 2 foot tall. He's got red tights, real tight, right around his big old thick rumpus. I made that detail up. I just thought it'd be fun if he had a donk. I just think that's fun. Got a green sweater, a wrinkled little old man's face, a short white beard, a pointy cap, and he looks like he works for Santa. And at this point in the story, I was like, maybe this is the North Pole, and it had to move. And now it's here. And that would not scare me. This seems stupid.
I feel like that's on you if you don't like that idea, because I don't think that's where the story is going.
It's not.
It's not Santa's elves. Okay.
I was trying to guess ahead, and I was like, well, all my ideas from here forth are bad. So let's see what he does. So another one steps out, and then they talk to each other, and they got little cute chipmunk voices, which I was hoping they would have, and they do have. They go beep, 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 beep. I love it.
Considering what happens to the chipmunks. Mm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, up and coming. Two women come out. Two small women come out. One's got a cane, so you know they're older, and there's multiples of them. They just keep spilling out, and the girls are worried now that they've seen that endangered sign, and they're witnessing something that they didn't even know existed. That maybe they shouldn't be seeing this. And then something heavy crashes down on them, and they scream, "Bum bum bum!" It's a thick net. They've been captured by a thick net, and they struggle inside of it to get free. And they're having a hard time. And they look up, and they realize that now they're surrounded by a small army of gnomes. Rosie says, "Let us go," I screamed. "Let us out." They muttered to themselves. Leaning on his cane, a very old-looking man with gray, tired eyes hobbled close to us. "I'm Olaf the Elder," he said. "How did you find us?" His voice was scratchy, squeaky like a cartoon voice, and I'm doing my fucking best, people. "How?" We were lost," I started. "No one has found our village before," he said. His pale eyes slid from Audra to me. "Did you come for pebbles?" "Huh. Pebbles?" I said. "No, we don't want pebbles. We don't want anything. We just want to go back to our class." "Let us out," Audra said. "We don't want anything, and we're not going to hurt you." To my surprise, the old man waved an arm. Several of the little people stepped forward. They formed a line around the net and tugged it off us. Audra and I climbed to our feet and brushed off our jeans. They formed a tight circle around us, studying us as if we were exotic zoo animals. Huh? My, how the tables have turned, Audra and Rosie. "Who are you?" I demanded. "Please tell us. Do you live here?" She literally just watched them walk out of their house.
Yeah.
And then, well, she admits, she goes, "I know it was a dumb question, but I was crazed. I kept thinking I was dreaming." "Of course we live here," Olaf the Elder answered with a sneer. "We're zoo gnomes, so we live in the zoo." I squinted at him.
Just wait.
Right, this is where it lost me. I was like, okay, it's a throwaway. Not into it. I hope Dylan got good stories. I got zoo gnomes. I got goddamn zoo gnomes. I'm glad you're having a good time. That was a very abruptly disappointing sentence to read. Also, I love the explanation. We're zoo gnomes, so therefore, we live in a zoo.
It's such bullshit. It's the worst bullshit on the planet. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Oh, I love it.
I think it gets a little better.
Yeah.
But that was a tough revelation. I squinted at him, my mind spinning. Zoo gnomes? "Don't fret that you don't know us," he said in his squeaky voice. I'm not doing a squeaky voice. "We have our village here because we don't want to be found." A younger gnome in a green sweater and tights, in bright, I don't know why I get excited about how tight their pants are, but I do think it's funny. In tights, bright white boots stomped forward. "I'm Olaf the Younger. We want to live our lives without staring eyes," he said. "We want to be left alone." Sorry, I stammered. We didn't know.
Wait. The fuck are they living in a place that specifically is about people coming in to stare at things? That is the whole point of a zoo.
100% unbelievable logic from these dumb gnomes.
I can't believe. That would be like, we're fire gnomes. We live in fire. The only thing we hate is being burned. Like,
it doesn't make any sense. I got a half page to go. Let me finish here. It says, "Sorry, I said we didn't know. Most people don't believe us. Or, I'm sorry, most people don't believe in us." The old gnome said, "We like to keep it that way. We feel safe here. No one ever visits this part of the zoo." I opened my mouth to reply to him, but I didn't know what to say. "How did you find us? Where did you come from?" Olaf the Younger demanded, and I mixed up the voices with the older and the younger one because I wasn't sure which one it was going to be talking by the time I got to the end of the sentence. "We got lost," Audra told him. We were running from some gazelles and got turned around. That started the gnomes all chattering at once. Can you tell us how to get back to the zoo entrance? I asked. And the gnomes weren't willing to tell him that, Dylan. They weren't willing to let them go at all. In fact, they were worried that the girls would talk and get back to their bus of other school children and be like, where were you girls? And they'd be like, oh, nothing. And they were like, seriously, tell us. And they're like, just around a bunch of gnomes. And then the gig would be up and all the gnomes would be murdered for science, which they should be. They sound rude.
They sound pretty awful, in fact. Like, Jesus Christ, get the fuck out of our zoos. Go find, like, an isolated cave gnomes or, like, hermit gnomes. Like, just go live in a hermit house.
Invasive gnome species, not friendly. Mm-hmm. So the girls are like, what do you guys even do here? And they're like, we just grind rocks into pebbles. They're like, that's what you do? You just grind rocks together and make pebbles? And they're like, yeah, we take big rocks and we make small rocks. And they're like, don't
they ask at the beginning, like, hey, do you want any pebbles?
Yeah, like, you want some pebbles? They're like, no, we just kind of want to go home. They're like, okay, all right, well, no pebbles for you then.
More for us.
And then the girls are moved to the center of the town, and they're roasting chipmunks on a spit. So not only do they sound like chipmunks, that is what they eat, and you are what you eat. So makes sense. Gnomes say they can't let the girls leave because they've seen them, and then two of them train their little tiny, probably cute crossbows on the girls, and the girls are like, oh, that don't look great, and then they run. As they should have done. I'm proud of them. They ran. Good job. And then one little arrow hits Rosie in the arm and then the shoulder, and she's like, ow, ow, ow. And then several hit them in the back, and it proves to be too much. They stop.
I do like that it took several shots to bring them both down. It wasn't just like, oh, you shot us once. It was just like, go. And they're just, I imagine like 30 tiny arrows in their backs, and it's just like, oh, I'm just watching them throwing gnomes. I would have loved.
It's like a Gulliver's Travel situation.
I would want to watch, I want to watch children murdering gnomes in hand-to-hand combat as if they're kaiju. That's what I want from this episode.
I want that too. Real bad right now. Yeah, thank you. They say the army of crossbows they were too many. They had to stop. And so the gnomes say, we're going to put you girls in the lost and found for 3 weeks to see if you're claimed. And the girls are like, well, no one knows where we are. Well, what happens if no one claims us? And then the gnomes are like, then we'll probably eat you. And they're like, one more time on that? And they're like, yeah, we'll probably just eat you. We've been eating people for hundreds of years. That's kind of what we do. It's interesting that we don't like people staring at us, but we kind of need people to eat. Or chipmunks. It seems works just fine. Before they're imprisoned in the Lost and Found, Audra tells them, she's like, oh, I have a gift. Have a gift for you. And they're like, a gift for us? That's weird because we're being very mean to you, but okay, what you got? And then she reaches in her pocket and pulls out all that beef jerky, about 5 or 6 sticks of just good old-fashioned grocery store beef jerky. And the gnomes are like, fucking get out. Wow, that's amazing. And they start going at the beef jerky, and then the girls run.
Do you think it was like a Slim Jim or like some high-quality, like, shit? I feel like she's got she's snapping the Slim Jims on that bus.
I think it's Slim Jims. Yeah, to send a kid to school with 5 or 6 sticks, you're talking by 50 cents a piece, So, yeah, these little gnomes are going crazy over just your gas station variety meatsicle, and they go crazy over the girls run. It's just the craziest distraction I've ever heard. It was set up so early that they had beef jerky, and then it comes through and it distracts gnomes that really want to murder these girls. So that's good thinking. And they run all the way back to the zoo entrance, and they get there, and class is not there. Where's their class? They don't see any other kids. Oh God, were they left behind? As if that's the thing you worry about. Like at this point, who cares if you're left behind? You can walk home, whatever. You just saw gnomes trying to murder you. Like that's scarier, I think, than not seeing the rest of your class, but whatever. But they do see the class. The class is there. They're on the other side of the gate. And Glick looks angry. He's not happy. And Marty over there, old fucking snotty ass Marty, he goes, you two are in deep doo-doo. Because they were not with the class. Everyone's still in the parking lot because there was a power outage at the zoo, and the zoo has been closed all morning, explaining why no one was around. And Glick says, get on the bus. Get your butts on the bus. And then Audra tells him the story, and she's like, Mr. Glick, listen, we ran over to the planes exhibit, and then yada, 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 gnomes, yada, yada, shot in the back, yada, yada. And Glick's like, I'm not buying that. That seems like codswallop. if I've ever heard it. And they didn't have their phones for pictures for proof. And so Marty, by the way, his last name is Blazingame. Marty, he turned around and laughed into the seat in front of us. Zoo-gnomes, he said. Good one. You two must have been dreaming. I turned to Audra. Maybe we were dreaming, I murmured. Marty slapped his baseball cap. If you two discovered zoo-gnomes, I'll eat this cap. Give us a break, Marty, Audra said. We know we're in major trouble. Oh, I let out a cry as the bus rocked to a sudden stop. My elbow bumped the arm of my seat. I let out another cry as I felt a sharp pain in my shoulder. I reached my hand to rub away the pain and pulled something from my shoulder, a tiny arrow. I held it up to Audra. A grin spread across her face. Then I reached across the seat back and pulled off Marty's baseball cap. I pushed it in front of his face. Hope you're not allergic, I said. Start chewing. So she showed him, which that could have came from anywhere. That could have been...
Yeah, 100%. And, also, he doesn't actually have to eat the hat.
Yeah, he doesn't have to eat the hat. No one's actually ever going to eat the hat.
He's going to, though.
I also like how cruel... I don't like it, but they're very cruel people with allergies. It just seems like RL Stine's fed up with having to... Who can I have peanuts around? I like to eat my peanuts.
You know what I liked about airplanes? The one thing I liked about airplanes? The peanuts!
So anyway, I don't know about that one. I thought it was, I didn't think the ride was fun. I thought the twist was dumb. I thought the ending was dumb. It's just dumb.
It felt like the longest story. I don't know if that's true, but it felt like the longest story. I was reading it and I was just like, this sounds like a really fucking boring zoo. The zoo I was imagining in my head was concrete and then dry grasslands. I didn't think of, it's...
I don't understand. I need to see this zoo.
Mm-hmm.
To really get a grip
now we
on.
can describe a theme park.
Yeah, he is great with theme parks. Zoos. I don't know if he's ever been in one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think he got lost in that one zoo. He's like, never again.
Never again.
And so his only memories of zoos are from when he was 6 years old and terrified and lost.
Blow my mind, Dylan. Blow my freaking mind, would you?
I'm going to blow your mind. I am actually going to blow your mind a little bit in this one. All right, let's get started. Skippy.
Okay, that's a peanut butter. He's still on peanut butter. He's still mad.
Skippy Simon is his name. His name Skippy Simon. A real person's name. If you're from 1937. Skippy is in the middle of talking to his aunt, or his aunt, depending on your preference. She's just like, I'm sorry those pajamas were too big for you, Skippy. I can return them for a smaller size. And, we find out that Skippy is kind of a little guy, a little fella. He says, Aunt Petunia, or whatever your name, Aunt Judith, don't you know that kids at school call me Shrimpy? And she's like, Oh dear, that's quite awful. How is the third grade? I'm in 6th grade, Aunt Petunia, Judith. So he's not happy. He's not having a good birthday. He's leading up to his birthday. That's the important part. He bails on his aunt who gave him pajamas for his birthday that also didn't fit. Ask. Just ask. Also, if you thought he was in 3rd grade, why'd you get him pajamas that were too big? God, Aunt Judith, the fucking West. Anyway.
What are you doing?
Just, we understand you don't like kids. That's why you didn't get any yourself. But, treat your nephew with some kindness. Or just never be there. Just disappear. So he bails on Aunt Judith. He goes to see his friend Lucas. They're having a good time-ish. He's talking about, I can't go down to the... I don't know why I'm going to Boston on this one. Skippy's like, I don't want to go down to the playground. Last week, a couple of kids played soccer with me. And Lucas is like, what? What's so bad about that? He's like, no, you don't understand. They were playing soccer with me, and I was the ball. And
that was in my story. You also had that same line?
Which one did you have? Oh, stopwatch?
The Vossel twins were playing with my boy like he was a soccer ball.
There's a couple of repeats in there. There's a line in 2 of the stories where they say something like, I can't remember, but literally the same insult is used in 2 different stories, but framed differently. So, but yeah, Let's see. Harvey Meadows and his pals grabbed me and had a contest who could toss me the furthest. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This was the shrimpy toss. I did take your soccer ball thing.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
How dare
shrimpy
you?
toss
How
is this one.
fucking dare
I'm
you.
sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I wanted to do a Rodney Dangerfield accent, apparently. And I was the bull. You can do that on yours. So then Lucas is like, all right, well, why don't we take Poochie down to the playground? Poochie's his dog.
I hoped. Not just
not
another
his cat.
friend with Skippy and Poochie.
Skippy, Poochie, and Lucas. Lucas is a name. It's a proper name. And it's just so sad. Skippy's like, no, look, he's too big. He might tug me along and, just drag me around. And Lucas, he actually does do a Dangerfield act to him. I shook my head. Honestly, I'm afraid to walk Poochie. He's so big, I'm afraid he'll pick me up and bury me in the sand. Lucas laughed. Skippy, you should do a comedy act about being small. I know a couple of guys. We got a stage. We got lights. We can put you up there. It isn't funny, I muttered. So.
I muttered.
So, Skippy, he goes home. He's a little bummed out because he's shrimpy and small and pathetic, and just his value and worth are attached to his physical stature. And so he's eating dinner. His parents have brought a big bucket of fried chicken from unidentified fried chicken restaurant, and like some mashed potatoes and gravy and shit. And they're diving in. She's like, Skip, your birthday's coming up soon. What is it that we want? It's like, it seems like you're asking a bit late in the game here. And Skippy, I don't know how I made that mistake. Shrimpy. Skippy says, I want to be 6 inches taller. Dad lowered the drumstick from his mouth. Okay, he said. Done. We can do that. He had a strange grin on his face. Huh? What are you talking about? I said. His grin grew wider. You'll see. And it just sucks the meat off the bone. Just
off
not
a chicken bone?
off the drumstick. Yeah, because he had it. He's going, I'm granting your wish, son. Like, it's almost like, now you will kiss the shamrock. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Creepy.
So they all get into the car. Poochie, the parents, the boy, Skippy, whatever his name is, I don't know. Go to this big concrete building. Like, it's way out there, too. There's no windows in it. Looks a little industrial and concerning. I'm sure it's not. They're selling him to something, like organ donation, cloning research. I don't know, but they're getting rid of their kid.
Seems like it.
Probably got a lot of money for it. But as they go up the front walk, there's a sign by the door, and in just black letters it says, Mind Blowers.
Okay.
Mind Blowers.
Yeah, I'm not going in there. Never.
Travis, do you see where this story is going yet? Because you're going to be angry. What does that mean? I demanded. What is this place? You'll see, Mom said. Dad pulled open the door. It's your birthday surprise. He had that grin on his face.
Are they described
again.
as talking like corpses?
No. That's
Okay.
It's just eerie. It's like, tell your son what's going on. So this lady walks up to them, dressed in a lab coat. She was behind a large metal desk. She's like, young, sounds pretty hot, got some purple lipstick, whatever. That's described. Her name is Allison Ripple.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you. It's just...
That's not too bad. Skippy, Poochie, and Ripple. That's not too bad.
Yeah. Well, we're not done introducing characters yet, so don't you worry. We get stupid again real quick. So, they shake hands. Poochie's running around. She says, what's your dog's name? And he's like, Poochie. She's just like, oh, great name. Clever. I don't think she did the air quotes, but it was implied. She's just like, are you excited? He's like, I don't even know why I'm here. And she's like, you don't know? And he's like, his parents are like, we didn't tell him. When you find out, I just, whatever. Dr. Ripple's like, we're going to make your wish come true, Skippy. Ripple. Skip Ripple.
Skipple.
Your parents told me you would like to change, she said. Well, I'm going to give you a change you won't believe. I have to imagine she's talking like the salesman at this point. Change? I stammered. I still didn't know what to say. Let me explain, she said. Here at Mind Blowers, we blow your mind. I laughed. You what? We blow your mind into another person's body, she continued. You get to live inside someone else's body and be that person for 24 hours. And they get to be a you.
Okay, one of these.
Yeah, not just one of these. It is bees. Why am I afraid of bees?
It's the same. It's the same thing. Okay.
It's literally, but different.
Okay. Oh, good.
I know it sounds unreal, Dr. Ripple said, but it's your mind in another body for a whole day. It's like taking a vacation from your body. Does that sound familiar to you? I'm pretty sure that is the same logo, or the same motto. But
Motto, yeah.
Dad slapped me on the back. I knew you'd like this, Skip, he said. We've seen photos of the other kid. Wait till you see him. Just...
What are you saying about it?
We've talked to his parents too, Mom added. I don't. Dr. Ripple jumped to her feet and motioned us up. Follow me. Hardy is already waiting in the mind-blowing chamber.
Okay, I don't like any of this. None of this feels good.
At least we haven't been introduced to an album filled with Polaroids of small children. Just oh God. Or the Hoodie Boys. So they go into a large chamber about the size of a gym. The walls are mirrors on all four sides, and in the middle of the floor, there's a big curtain booth, like a long tent. There's a boy at one end of the booth about his age, and his parents are with him, and his name is Hardy. His first name is Hardy. His last name is Harper. He's Handy Harper. Hardy Harper. Hardy Harper. Hardy Harper. Hardy Harper. In fact, this line, Hardy Harper, meet Skippy Simon. Dr. Ripple said, hold on. Let me try and say that whole sentence without losing my fucking mind. Hardy Harper, meet Skippy Simon, Dr. Ripple said. None of those are real names, except for Simon.
That's insane.
Well, then Harper
Simon is a real. Well,
Hardy
is Hardy. I've known it as a last name, not his first name.
Last names? That's stupid.
But it also sounds like you're being sarcastic about someone's joke, like Hardy Harper.
Oh.
Like Hardy Har. You know what I mean?
Well, the reason why he's called Hardy Harper is because he's basically like Conan from Monster Blood 2. Yeah, big kid. Clearly like 25 years old, but still trying to get that high school glory or whatever. So big, arms bulging. He's just like, yeah. And a couple of things. Skippy, you'll get to play in Hardy's big soccer game this afternoon. Which, A, sounds like a fucking nightmare to me. Like, wait, I'm sorry, what? I'm going to be playing in a big what now? Who? This afternoon? At first, I was not going to be playing soccer games. I was going to be doing what I normally do and having fun. But now I'm in a big soccer game. Oh, that's fun. And then, so as annoying as I am about certain aspects of having to reread Why I'm Afraid of Bees, there is something I like about this. And it's that it's never explicitly said throughout this book, but this is basically a shut up and stop whining story for these two children. Because, listen to this. I work out a lot, Hardy said. I play all sports. Soccer's my best sport, but I'm pretty good at lacrosse and tennis and wrestling, and I have a lot of swimming trophies. He's squinting at me. What do you like to do? Touch myself. That's not actually what he says, but it's implied. Well, I had to think. I like to read manga comics. I have a big collection, and I like to play video games online with kids. Awesome, Hardy replied. I need a break. Like, this kid is like under pressure from his parents to be in sports all the time.
What kid also says he plays video games online with kids? Like, why say that part?
Oh, because he's not a loser.
It's like he's trying to hide the fact that he also plays with some adults sometimes, too. He doesn't want to admit it. With kids! I play just with other people my age. I don't hang out with the grown-ups and talk cuss smack.
Cuss smack? Oh, you're saying he's like pulling a front in front of the parents. He's just like, I know Stoolie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm just, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're like, you can't play online unless it's with your friends. And he's like, sure, I'll only play with kids.
Man, I feel like this is...
It's not that important.
But, like, there's a moment of, like... And you see it kind of more once he gets into Hardy Harper or Hardy, whatever the fuck. Hardy Harper. When he gets in there. But it seems very much like Harper's not happy in his life because his parents are like, you should do more in sports and blah, 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 blah. And he just wants to play video games and be a lounge lizard. Lounge lizard? He wants to be in a bar and get fucked all the time. That's what he wants to do. That's his one dream in life. Hardy Harper, 12-year-old lounge lizard. Let's move on. So, it's a little less bonkers than Why I'm Afraid of Bees. They get into the respective booths. They put on some headgear. And they have to press a button. When I press the button, whoop, their brains switch. There's no weird stuff where she has to go to one person's house and go to someone else's. They're both there. The parents are also involved in the process, which makes it weirder, to be honest with you. But there are parents that would sign up for that bullshit, so let's be honest. But it does make it seem like a real business as opposed to, you know, a CompuNet advertisement that this crazy lady put up. And she's like, I'm going to fill people with bees. So they do the mind swap. We get a couple of little descriptions. Oh, I uttered a soft cry of surprise as it all stopped. I blinked, waiting for the blinding light to fade from my eyes. Leaning on the wooden stool, I climbed shakily to my feet. I took a few unsteady steps. Whoa, everything felt different. My legs were heavier. My shoes banged the floor. Felt awkward, as if I'd never walked before. I made my way out of the curtained booth and stopped. Saw myself immediately in the mirrored wall. I was Hardy Harper. He didn't actually say Hardy Harper, no. But the two of them look at each other and they're just like, what the fuck? And Hardy's just like, it's a little cramped in here. Like, he's just like constantly like, I don't know. I feel like this is too small for me. Like, I don't fit in this body. Like, which is kind of like a weird and also upsetting reaction if you think, like, always feeling like claustrophobic no matter what, I guess.
Yeah.
Dr. Ripple was like, how does it feel to be lighter? And he's like, weird. Like, neither kid seems exactly Thrillsville about what's happening right now. And then meanwhile...
That's the part I don't like. It'd be cool if one of them was jazzed.
And the fact that Skippy's parents were just like, surprise! And he's like, wait, you need to work up to this. Like, you don't just say, like, you're switching bodies with this kid in, like, 5 minutes. Also, big soccer game. Skippy's like... I don't know how this is going to go. I don't think well, but maybe skills are in the body. I'm going to skip the soccer game because I've spent a long time on this story, but it does not go well. It goes very badly throughout the entire game.
In a fun way? Like the basketball game with Bird?
No, it's not like the fun basketball game. It's just literally like, you're doing bad. Everyone has a reasonable level of annoyed and irritated at him. Like at one point he says like, for a moment, I thought they were going to jump on me and pound me as black and blue as the team jerseys. They just want to let me know how much I had let them down. I slunk back to Hardy's parents. They're waiting at the car, and they both kept their eyes down and avoided looking at me. Sorry, I just wanted to sit in that moment for a second. So, he's at least glad that the game's over. He can finally just enjoy being big and tall without having any responsibilities associated with it. Yeah. His new parents, the Harpers, are like, we're going to run some errands. You can walk home. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, it's only 2 blocks away, but also it's just like, he's never been there, you psychos. Just go that way. You'll recognize it as Hardy Harper's home. You have his memories, right? No, that's not how this works. I don't have his memories. I am a different person. As he's walking home, he sees a little kid crying because their cat's stuck up in a tree. And this neighbor lady is, Hardy, you're big and you love climbing trees. Get up that tree. And she keeps violently forcing him to climb up this tree, even though he's like, I'm scared of heights.
Oh, man.
And I forget which book that was in. Was that in Afraid of Bees? It wasn't, was it?
No, I don't know.
It was a story about like a kid that was like...
Yeah, somebody had to rescue a cat.
Being forced into trying to be brave to get a cat out of the tree. Oh, it was probably... You Can't Scare Me, and it was the girl that no one likes who rescued the cat from the tree. While he was trying to get the cat.
Yeah.
Oh, Mom, let me break. Anyway, While Hardy's trying to climb the tree, there's plenty, like, he's basically, like, trying to wrap his arms it sounds like he's just, like, wrapped around the tree and trying to, like, Pooh Bear it up the tree, because again, been in this body for 3 hours now, like, he doesn't know what he's doing. Everyone's fed up with him because he can't climb the tree. The cat jumps out of the tree and runs back into the house while he's doing all this nonsense. And then he's like, can someone help me get out of the tree? And just everyone is, Harper, the fuck is wrong with you? I thought you were Hardy Harper. Hardy Harper. But she does lay hands on him. Like, literally grabs him by the shirt collar and tries to drag him up the tree.
Weird. You think you'd want to get under it, maybe give him a hoist. You know, that's how trees work. You just stick people to them like they're fridge magnets. That's not how trees work.
Hardy har har. I hate that you mentioned that, because now I can't unhear that. Yeah.
I'm very sorry.
So he decides to chill in his room because he's a little over the day. But then he smells something great. He remembers Mama Harper told him earlier. It's like, do you like cheeseburgers? Because we're going to make some cheeseburgers tonight. He's like, fuck yeah. Love cheeseburgers. And then he comes downstairs. Big juicy cheeseburger waiting for him. Sits down. He's like, here's to start you off, buddy. And sets down 3 cheeseburgers in front of him. It's like, beg pardon? I don't need 3 cheeseburgers. 1 cheeseburger is good enough for me. No, you gotta keep your strength up. You gotta keep him fed, because he's got swimming in the morning, lacrosse in the afternoon. You need to pack on those pounds, buddy boy. So he eats till he pukes, basically. That's how that gets. Yes, this is child abuse. God only knows what's happening to Harper. Oh, I didn't do the one. There's a dad joke in here that you would have loved. Hold on, give me a second. I'll go all the way back. It's worth it. It's not really worth it. Mom and Dad introduced themselves to the Harpers. Dad made a joke. He said, I guess we'll be getting a vacation from our kids, too. He laughed, but no one else did. Dad. I love the fact that no one laughed. He's just like, not even the other dad. The other dad was just like, do you want a vacation? What is wrong with you? Do you not like your child? Oh, man. So literally, he eats down as many cheeseburgers as he can. He's like, I tried to throw up as quietly as I could all night long, but it was disgusting, and I hated it. It's just 24 hours, though, so like he's ecstatic. They get back to the mind blowers. His parents show up with Poochie and Skippy Harper, or Harpy Skipper, however you want to fucking name him. And Hardy's just like, okay, I felt so cramped in here, he whined, tapping his chest. What a tight squeeze. I can't wait to be me again. These children have been purposely traumatized by their parents, so they'll shut the fuck up about their lives. It's not good. Right? That's how I'm reading this situation. This is too Stinetingly, like a little too real. Like kids aren't going to get it. This is a thing that only adults read and they're like, ugh. But like, this is 100% like, this is better parenting. But it's never explicitly said. But you have 2 kids that wanted a break from their lives. They immediately hate it, and they do it on the worst possible... It's a Monday, by the way. This was a Monday that they did this on. They picked the worst possible time. Why would they do it on the day of his big soccer game? Like, that's insane. That is wild. You're right. There are high stakes. I guess every day, though, he's going to have a big soccer game or a lacrosse game or whatever. That's true. But they're, Sunday, they probably just go to church or whatever. Church. Let's wrap this up. I'm going to say something that I forgot to mention earlier, as I always do, but also have given away the plot immediately. Poochie does not like being separated from Skippy. Okay. The dog. Real Skippy in Harper's body is about to go into the booth. Hardy Harper in Skippy's body is like, hold on, and he takes a nervous dump. And he goes running off to the bathroom. He doesn't say dump, but he's like, obviously, he holds his stomach. He's like, I'm going to shit my pants. And at least he does Skippy. Why does he care? He's not going to be in that body for much longer. At least he's doing Skippy the honor of leaving. Skippy goes into the booth, shuts the door. He's like, I'm fucking ready for this to be over. Then he hears the other booth. I'm going to the other booth. He's like, finally, hits the big red button. Once again, I felt a jolt, a powerful burst of wind against my back that almost sent me tumbling off the stool. A shrill screech in my ears made me cry out. White light swirled around me. Gasping for breath, I waited for it all to stop. I dropped onto the floor and crawled out of the booth. To my surprise, Dr. Ripple and the 4 parents all gaped at me in horror. I'm so sorry. I couldn't keep Poochie out of the booth, my dad stammered. He went in on the other side. You didn't push the button, did you? Dr. Ripple said. Please tell me you didn't push the button. I answered.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Just beat himself. Kinda. I mean, with a dog. But he beat himself.
Yeah.
That's disappointing too.
Peed himself?
Huh? Bead.
Peed? Oh, yeah, bead. Oh, yeah, it makes more sense than peeing himself. Yeah. I liked everything up until the predictable ending.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, it added some complex layers to the whole kid switcheroo, which we've seen already. Which I'm sure, I mean, there's certain tropes he's got to do a lot of. Kid switching is a big one.
Yeah.
Body switching.
And it was much better done in a lot of ways. It actually had a point to it. It made more sense technology-wise. I feel like, and it was also the right length.
Yeah.
So I would say, like, as a second run at literally Why Am I Afraid of Bees, I would say good job. I would give it a B+ just because... Fuck! I did not do that on purpose. I swear to Christ. I literally wanted to give it like an 85, 86% on the fact that, like, it kind of fixed a wrong for me, and that wrong being Why I'm Afraid of Bees.
Well, there you go. I liked it better than your first one. For sure.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, my next one is called The Stopwatch. Watch. Now, RL Stine admits here that he loves stories about time travel. And he even references the first story from the last Stinetinglers, Welcome to the In-Between. He thought to himself, what if I took that concept and instead of, freezing time where the main character becomes frozen, what if I reversed it and everyone else gets frozen? And it's like, yeah, that'd be a great idea. Let's see what you can do with this, RL Stine. Spin me a weave, bud. So he does. It's a spin and a weave here. We got Eli Fortunato. It's a character's name, Eli Fortunato. Turns out, though, and this is a very luck-based Stinetinglers book, this kid, specifically unlucky, despite having the last name of Fortunato.
Well, Fortunato was the name of the character in Cask of Amontillado, who's led into the cellar to be walled up.
There you go. So it's actually an unlucky name, to be honest. And so Eli gets a lecture right out of the gate from his dad about not mowing the yard. And Eli, there's a reason for that. And it's because of these two jerk-ass twins that live in the neighborhood, Mac and Zach Vossel. The Vossel twins, which I think it's a great name for the twins. I think Mac and Zach Vossel, that's one of the stronger names we've gotten out of a Stinetinglers. That's a good set of names. And these asshole twins, they forced Eli. Here we go. Here's the line Dylan stole from me earlier. Eli was on his way home to play soccer, but the Vossel twins Eli was on his way home to mow, and the twins forced him to play soccer instead of mowing, which sounds like fishy, like no one could force you to play soccer, but actually they were using him as the ball. That was the bit. That was the joke. All right, so Eli, he lives in terror of these bullies. He says, I tried to tell my dad about them. I told him how they like to duck my head in the water fountain at school, and how they wrote rude words on my jeans in permanent marker, and how they like to trip me on the stairs to the lunchroom, and how they tied my gym clothes in knots so I missed gym class. And you know what Dad said? Pay them back. Give them what they gave you, Eli. What does that mean? Does that make any sense at all? There's no way I could try to pay the Vossels back and live till 7th grade. Dad, I'm sorry I didn't mow the lawn, I said, but I have to get to school. Well, it's Saturday, Dad said. There's no school. We're having a dress rehearsal for the play, I explained. But you're not even in it, he said. You're just the stage manager. They are waiting for me to hand out the costumes, Papa, I told him. He didn't say Papa, but that would have been fun.
But I'm not finished telling you what I think of your disappointing behavior,
he replied. Maybe you could continue your lecture at dinner, I said. So his dad's kind of a jerk. The Vossel twins are a jerk. And Eli's having a hard time dealing with everything here. So it gets better, though. We actually get a source of good luck in one of these books. Uncle Leon stops by. Uncle Leon, he's a jovial type, kind of a Santa Claus kind of guy. Big old jovial bearded fella. Reminds me of the uncle from Curse of the Mummy. It's Tomb.
Oh, yeah, I could go with that. Yeah,
or Uncle Bug with a beard.
I thought you were going to say like Uncle Buck.
Or Uncle Doug with...
Or Uncle Doug.
More Xanax. Yep.
Charm.
And, it's interesting. It's very peculiar. Not a lot is explained. This Uncle Leon, kind of a mystical figure. He stops by to give Eli a birthday gift, an early birthday gift. And you're thinking, what is it? What is this, a Thursday? Maybe the birthday's on Saturday or something. Or maybe the birthday's midweek. He's stopping by on a weekend because it is Saturday. No, it's 3 months from now. It's the 3-month early birthday gift. I think that's weird and out of place. I don't know why he decided to give it to him. I felt like that needed explanation, but we don't get it. It doesn't fucking matter. So then he tells him, Uncle Leon, he hands him this like little baggie, little like I'm picturing like a Crown Royal bag, something with a cinch, small bag. And he's like, here, you open it later, and don't use it until you read the instructions. All right, now I got no time to sit here and tell you about, give you all the warnings about this thing. I gotta go. All right, I got other stuff to do. I'm St. Nicholas, apparently. I'm Santa Claus. I got to get out of here. But good luck with that thing I just got you. See you later. And so Eli's like, oh, okay. Stuffs it in his pocket, heads on to school for that play rehearsal. And on his way there, Dylan, he runs through a mean neighbor's backyard. And I like this because it reminds me of that one book we read where that one neighbor... was it The Invisible Kids? Let's Get Invisible, where they run over there and they terrorize the neighbor and it's super duper funny. This doesn't get quite funny here, but I imagine sort of the same neighbor.
No, this one was the first story that's like, is this child going to be a serial killer when he grows up?
Yeah, this is a serial killer child. Yeah. He's been pushed to the brink.
Mm-hmm.
But he runs through his mean neighbor's backyard, and the neighbor steps out, stops Eli, actually grabs him by the shoulders like a crazy person, kind of shakes him a little bit and fusses at him about running through and trampling his tomato plants. And Eli says, I had done no such thing. I gave him a wide berth on the way around the corner. I didn't even get near him. But he insisted on threatening Eli, and Eli finally gets free of him, heads on to school, and he's a costume manager for the upcoming play, Phantom of the Opera. They're doing a little bit of a production of that, and they rehearse on Saturdays. And so he gets there, and one of the kids that are acting, her name is Selena, which is later referred to as Sabrina by accident by RL Stine because he's getting up there, but that's okay. They are close. But Selena is being picky about her costume, man. She says it itches her. She says the rhinestone masks she has to wear doesn't feel great. And then those Vossel twins, believe it or not, also actors in this play, and they demand bigger boots. They say, look, the boots that we're having to wear in this thing for our costumes, they suck. We like to have nicer, bigger ones. So hop to it, Eli. Get us some better boots. And they bumble around and make a big show about how their boots don't fit, end up knocking over the whole rack of clothes that he had set aside for costume design, which is a huge pain in the ass. And so Eli, he's like, fuck, now I got to pick up all these clothes that you knocked over. And he does. He bends down, starts picking up clothes. You know what those son of a bitches do? They pour water on him while he's on the ground. Oh, water. Could have killed him. And so he's
down the back of his pants.
That is true. It made him look like
down the back of his. And his teacher asked him if he'd had an accident.
Yeah, it did make it look like he did a wet out of his bottom, which is not what boys do. So I could see how that would be embarrassing.
Wait. Is that something that you think girls do?
I mean, it's closer to the back. It's a little further back. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I still don't think from the top back though.
Maybe not. I mean, you're right. Melissa was like explosive urine. I agree.
Well, I guess if you're sitting, it just shoots up right up the small of your back, like a fire hose.
Sure, yeah.
Ladies, let us know if that's ever happened to you while you sit down and then you pee too hard.
Yeah. We got Goosebumps
Please
Podcast at gmail.com.
Please just cut this out. Please don't
let us know. All right, I'm leaving it in. I'm going to leave it in. So now
that's what she said.
He's got... I'll cut that out. So they got... they pour water on Eli. And as he's picking him up, everybody's laughing at him. Man, he's blushing pretty hard. It's not a good time, you know. My anxiety, this were me, I would have tried to find a way to kill myself. But Leon's gift that he had given Eli fell out of Eli's pocket throughout all of this, and it fell onto the floor there, and he's down there, and he picks it up, and picks up that little tiny bag that was in, and he peeks inside, and he's like, what is that, a silver coin? What the hell? Okay, whatever. And then he pulls it out a little bit, and he says, no, it's a watch of some sort. It's a watch for watching things, I guess. He goes, oh, no. I guess it's a timepiece for keeping time. But it's got one hand on it. You can't keep time with one hand. You'll be off by a matter of hours. He's like, oh, wait, no, it's a stopwatch. It's a stopwatch. It's a physical stopwatch, a thing that has not been produced and sold in stores since 1992. So he thinks, well, that's a weird gift, and I agree. I think that's a weird gift for your uncle to rush over and hand you and then leave 3 months before your birthday. I do think it's weird. It did come with instructions, but they're on the floor, and so Eli goes to grab them. He goes, oh, I'm going to need those instructions. I got to read those before I stop the watch. And one of the Vossel twins, Mac, stomps it to the ground. You can't get it, And then Mac doesn't stop there, Dylan. He picks it up and he rips it in half. And Eli keeps trying to grab it away, and Mac's like, can't have it. And he just keeps ripping it like an asshole. I hate kids like this. God damn it, made me so mad. And so now he doesn't have any instructions. Now, to be fair, it's just a stopwatch. It's got one button. We all know how to use stopwatches. He's probably thinking, maybe not a big deal. And I agree. But he's going to wish he had read them, I think. Miss Silban, the theater teacher, she tells Eli, she's like, you need to, hey, whatever you're doing there, hurry up or you'll get replaced. Okay, you're wasting a lot of time. We've got Phantom of the Opera to opera. And he gets back to work there, says, hey, Mac, deal with those instructions. I don't need them. And he puts his thumb on the watch and he pushes down on the little button there. And wouldn't you know it, everything fucking stops. Everything stops. Not what he expected to happen. Expected the time on the watch to stop, not the time in the world to stop. He says, everyone froze. No one moved. The stage was instantly silent. Miss Silver stood with her clipboard raised. The Vossel twins had their boots raised in front of them. Selena Brown is her name. Selena Brown froze with her mouth wide open in a laugh. Ha ha! I gasped. What happened? Everyone stood still as statues. It was as if I had pressed pause. I stepped up to Miss Silver and waved my hand in front of her face. She didn't move. Her eyes stared straight ahead. She didn't blink. I walked up behind Zach Vossel and pushed him hard in the back. He stayed frozen. Everyone was frozen in place, except me. This is awesome, I thought. It's an amazing stopwatch. It stops everything. I gazed around the silent stage, suddenly feeling chill after chill roll down my back. I caused this. I stopped everything. How long will it last? What if I can't bring them back? I took a deep breath and held it. I gripped the stopwatch tightly. At first, I was excited. Now, I was frightened. A dozen thoughts flashed through my mind. I started to think about all the fun I could have while everyone was frozen. I could mess up the Vossel twins' perfect hair. I could put a bug in Selena Brown's open mouth. How long would they stay frozen? A few minutes? Forever? If only I had the instruction sheet. I gazed at the stopwatch in my hand. Maybe if I press the stem again, they'll start to move. I slid my thumb over the glass cover and pressed the stem. Nothing happened. No one moved. All frozen. Everyone frozen.
Those fucking instructions.
Yeah. But then he pushed it again and everybody was fine. Everybody resumed. He just had to push it twice. Yeah, no big deal.
Double tap.
Yeah, double tap on that one. So everyone just continues to pester him about costumes. No one knew they had been frozen, which is a good thing, I think. And he stops them again and ponders some payback. He's like, he does the regular old Saved by the Bell Zach Morris timeout. Stops everybody. So he stops them again and he ponders some payback for all the misdeeds they've done. And he shouts, I like this, he stops them and he shouts, "Don't anyone move!" I like that, like he's holding up a bank, but they can't hear him. He did that for his own amusement. But no,
that weird little sociopath.
I love it.
Dennis Rader. He sounds like Dennis Rader to me.
Yeah, he's a bit of a D-raid. He goes to the closet, got the twins' NBA designer sneakers. We're not going to name a basketball player here because they all eventually end up in jail. So he's just the NBA designer sneakers. Pick a player you like. That's who's on it. And a hammer and some nails. And nailed the shoes to the floor. I love that. I think that is just menacing enough. That is good. It ruins a floor.
Yeah.
It ruins a floor, but it's still fun. And So he nails the twin shoes to the floor, and then he takes a wax apple prop and shoves it in Selena's
where it gets
open
weird.
mouth. Shoves it in her mouth.
A little weird.
It was already open. The mouth was open. He
Sexual.
just puts a wax apple right in the mouth. And then he goes, he kind of hides over in the corner and hits resume time. And Selena, I love this. Selena spits out the apple, confused, like, and then Miss Silber says, "Please don't eat the props." Got her ass in trouble. And then rehearsal wraps up, and Eli, man, he's fucking stoked. He's waiting for the twins to discover their shoes. He can't wait to see the way that they'll react. Hears one of them yell, "No way!" And then Eli watches them struggle from a very safe distance. He says, I stepped away from the costume rack and watched them struggling to pull their shoes from the floor. When they saw me, they stood up and came rushing at me. "You did this!" Max screamed. "You!" He raised both hands to strangle me. I put on my innocent face. "How could I? You both saw me. I never went backstage. I've been here at the rack the whole time." Their faces were angry and red. They stared at me, breathing hard. Zach let out a cry. He rushed forward and sent the costume rack slamming to the floor. Max swept his fist over my prop cabinet and knocked everything to the floor. Then they stomped to the back of the stage to try and free their sneakers. I guess they haven't learned their lesson, I thought. Oh well, there's always tomorrow. I checked to make sure the stopwatch was safely tucked into my pocket. Then I walked home humming to myself. The stopwatch gives me superpowers. And it kind of does. I think it'd be sweet to have that stopwatch. I do wish we had the instructions. I'm a little worried about the trouble it can cause if it's broken, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So Eli walks in. Dad starts a lecture on him being late. He's like, "Eli, what the fuck?" And Eli's like, I got, you know what, pause. And he just pauses his dad and runs upstairs, emails Uncle Leon, which is a pointless part of the book or story, but he just emails Uncle Leon, "Hey, thanks for the watch, bro." And then
just to show that he's a considerate kid, like
that's it. That's the whole scene. And then runs back downstairs.
And not a sociopath.
And runs back downstairs, unpauses his dad, and leaves. And so Monday morning rolls around. It's a school day, man. And he's on his way to school. And he's late, so he takes his shortcut where he runs through his grumpy neighbor's backyard. The grumpy neighbor stops him again, and this time threatens to call the police. Don't think it's a police-worthy infraction to walk through someone's... Well, I guess it's trespassing. You know what? I'll give it to the old guy. Yeah, call the police. And so Eli freezes him, takes tomatoes off his vines, stuffs them into the old man's pockets, and then smashes them a little bit. Yeah?
This feels weird to me. Like, it's a little aggressive.
I love it.
I don't know.
Getting Mater pants?
I mean, to be fair, I am on my 31st true crime book of the year, so I think I might be looking at things entirely through a very specific lens. Like, this is the first book I've read that's fiction in over 3 months.
Wow. So you're buying in way too much, probably.
Yeah, I'm definitely on board with all these being serial killer children. Like, and well, the part you didn't read the spider one yet. When you read the spider one, you'll understand what the fuck I'm talking about.
I can't wait.
Go for it.
All right,
go for it.
Yeah, so he smashes those tomatoes into his neighbor's pockets. Then he runs and hides, and he unfreezes and watches the confusion. I feel like RL Stine could have had more fun with that, but he doesn't. He just kind of moves on from that. But I wanted to see what the old man was like with pockets full of mashed tomatoes. I think that's funny. And then at dress rehearsal, Selena, and I think somewhere, oh no, it's a little bit later, but yeah, Selena wants a new mask. Again, hers is scratchy, and Miss Silber is upset that the costume rack is still knocked over. And so Eli's like, well, if y'all are going to be on my ass, freeze! And then he yells, "No more Mr. Nice Guy!" Because why not? No one can hear you. And he takes some scissors, and then he goes over to the twins and cuts their hair all weird. Got a long on one side, short on the other, which I think is actually an acceptable hairstyle these days. I don't think he messed it up too bad. But to R.L. Stine, it apparently was a bad haircut. And then he took a rubber phantom mask that he found in the prop department, or the costume department, and he pulls it over Selena's head. And he's like, this will take her hours to remove. So that one might have had a bit of an asphyxiation element to it, which, maybe not great. And then for funsies, he puts the phantom cape and the rhinestone mask on Miss Silber and then hides. Because he's like, I don't know, maybe that's all I want to get away with the teacher. And then he hits unfreeze. Now, let me read to you from the book how this goes down. Now, first of all, halfway down page 83, a new character is suddenly introduced named Sabrina, and it took me a minute to realize That's Selena. R.L. Stine just forgot her name. So it's Sabrina. It says Sabrina let out a scream. It should be Selena let out a scream. What's happening? Help me, someone. She tugged frantically at the mask over her face. Help me, it's so tight. Miss Silver stood still for a long moment. I could see she was trying to remember when she put on the mask and cape. She started to wriggle out of the cape, but she stopped and pointed at Mac and Zach. Oh no, she cried. What happened to your hair? Did you cut it? Mac's mouth dropped open. He stared at his brother and gasped. Zach! Your hair! Your hair! Zach exclaimed. It's gone! Now everyone was watching the Vossel twins. They were screaming and rubbing the bald side of their heads. By the way, how do you get a head bald with just scissors?
Impressive. To be honest with you. Even if you had all the time in the world, I don't think I could pull that off. So
I know. Yeah, he'd had to literally drag the blade.
That is a level of obsession. A little bit of obsession. That makes me think. Serial killer.
Might be. That part might be. Because he would have to have scraped their scalps with the blade to actually get it bald.
Mm-hmm. And I just touched them way too much the whole time. And why were they naked while he was doing that?
I don't think that was implied, but okay. Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, that was, yeah.
That's another one of your books you're reading.
Yep. No, it's fine.
But now everyone's watching the Vossel twins. And so Eli's hidden in the supply closet. He goes, I covered my mouth so no one could hear me laughing. Awesome. I told myself, this is the best day of my life. And then I asked myself, what else can I do? This was too good to quit now. Yes, everyone thought they could pick on me and make my life hard forever, but I was showing them, no way I could stop now. And so he is going to freeze them again so he can have a little bit more fun, and he squeezes the stopwatch, and goddamn, the stem breaks off, right? The stem that does all the stopping. It's the only feature on the stopwatch. And it falls to the floor, and Eli, he goes down to bend down to grab the stem off the floor, and he realizes he can't move. He can see everyone else through the crack in the closet door where he's hiding, but he can't even blink. He is absolutely frozen like a statue. And then he says, the broken stem, I thought. The broken watch. It froze only me. Please, someone, I begged silently, come find me. I'm frozen here in the closet. Someone, please come and find the stem. Please, someone, help me. Then I saw Miss Silver walking toward me, taking long strides to the closet. Yes, she'll find me. She'll help me. I watched the teacher stumble over something on the stage floor. She picked it up in 2 fingers and raised it up close. The stopwatch stem. She found the stem. Yes, she could save me. She squinted at it for a few seconds. Then she tossed it into the auditorium. She turned back to the others. Okay, let's get your costumes, everyone, she called. Let's have a good rehearsal. She glanced all around the stage. Where is Eli? Did he disappear again? Eli, where are you? We need you to get a move on. The end. Eli is dead.
Yeah. He's a confirmed kill, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Yep. There's no way he's communicating to them that there is a small stem. I guess maybe Uncle Leon could come hunt. If he comes and they show up and they're like, yeah, we just found Eli catatonic in a supply closet, he'd be like, oh, son of a bitch.
No, she doesn't even see him. I think he's locked outside of time completely. Like, she didn't see him when she looked in the closet, right?
Well, he's still behind the door of the closet. Like, he can see them.
Oh, I see. So I thought it was just like she couldn't see him because he was out of time. Okay, so I guess it's possible.
I think she doesn't see him because he's still hidden. Yeah. So I'm thinking the only way he can be saved is if they report this. Uncle Leon hears about it. He knows what to look for. He goes through, scours the whole place to find the stem, put it back into the stopwatch.
I will say, I feel like the instructions were misleading because it wasn't him fucking up the instructions that fucked. He broke it.
He broke it.
Like, do you think? Yeah, like that wasn't a plannable thing. Like having instructions for that wouldn't have helped. So I do like the fact. I liked that he didn't fuck it up by like, oh, I hit the button 3 times and that stops time permanently. He just broke the fucking.
He broke it.
I bet the instructions literally like, press button once to stop time. Press button twice to unstop time. Do not break button. Those were the instructions.
Okay, thanks.
I did 2 of 3, and it did not go well for me.
Oh, that's nice. It rhymed. All right. Well, we got one more story here. I should tell you. I like this one. I thought it was pretty good, actually.
I love that you and I have entirely different reactions to this. I found it chilling. I found this just bone-curdling chilling, but I also quite enjoyed it.
But that's why I liked
But
it,
for
yeah.
entirely different reasons. I found it like just the stunning indictment of this young serial killer, and thank God they froze him when they did.
Yeah, right? It only has like one little like eye roll moment, which is just that Uncle Leon just swoops out of nowhere to give him a gift when it wasn't a gifting time.
And that's an easy fix. Just have him give him a gift. Hey, I'm in town. I thought you'd like this. Well, it doesn't even need to be his birthday. It's his uncle. His uncle could be like, hey, I found this. I heard you were made stage manager. Have a watch. It doesn't need to be his birthday. It could be any event or whatever. I'm going to read the final story in this half of the collection. Keep in mind, and depending on who's editing the second part of this, could come out in 2 to 7 months from now. 2 weeks to 7 months. Travis doesn't think that joke's funny. We're going to move on. But we're going to end this episode with the final story in this half called Children Rule.
Yeah, well, kids rule. Dylan hates to say kids because
it's children. It's children rule.
All right.
It just sounds like little goats.
Well,
they just call them children.
Okay.
So we start off. I swear to Christ, you got normal names. Eli, and the other name that you had. I had Chucky Lucky.
Had Sabrina and Selena. You had Chucky, Lucky, Skippy, Poochie, and Hardy.
So Sonny is the...
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, Skippy. Yeah, Skippy, known as Shrimpy. Sure, some kids make fun of my name. It's Sonny. They think it's a riot to call me Sonny Boy. And adults ask me, what's my real name? But I don't care. I'm actually Sonny Russell III. My grandfather was Sonny Russell, and my dad is Sonny Russell Jr. What's so funny about that? You might say I'm a serious kid. I don't know. I'm fucking just reading the whole story now. Like I'm from fucking, I don't know what city that's from. Brooklyn, like somewhere around like Queensford. I don't know. It's just somewhere in that kind of general area. You don't know half the jokes I'm messing because I'm picking random Massachusetts towns. It's fine. So we have Sonny Russell, who goes on to explain to us that the third. If I had a Roman numeral after mine, I'd fucking plug it everywhere I went. I'm like, yeah,
that seems neat. Yeah, I would like to have
one.
one.
The fifth and the 16th. Actually, I have to backtrack. I'm going to read the explanation for this book because it's very important. Because it certifies the fact that I'm royalty, and also certifies the fact that RL Stine hates children at this point in his life. One day, when I asked my grandson Dylan to stop eating candy before lunch, he scowled at me and said, "You're not the boss of me." That got me thinking. Kids have always been saying, "You're not the boss of me," for at least 100 years. They don't want to be bossed around. They don't want a boss. Kids want to be the boss. I started thinking, what if that happened? What if kids became the boss, and what a nightmare that would be for you, for me, all the children running things like tiny toddler Bidens running around. I don't know why I went into like that accent all of a sudden, like little Bidens. Anyway, his grandson Dylan, not me.
Could be you. Same name.
I wish I was. But yes. His grandson was a brat, and he decided to write a book about how children deserve to be locked in a mirror world. Sorry, spoilers. So, Sonny. Sonny is a very serious kid, and he's a child inventor, which might be one of my least favorite tropes, is like children building things well beyond the capabilities of like several well-developed nations with limitless resources. You're about to find out what I'm talking about. So he's got two friends who actually seem like friends, Enrico and Bert, and they kind of just want him to hang outside more often instead of hanging in and inventing things. Like, he doesn't like playing video games, he just wants to be making things and tinkering on stuff. They want to play catch, they want to play some Minesweeper, or wait, what is it called?
Minecraft.
So anyway, he's walking around with microchips in his hand, I don't know why. They're like, come on man, just come out Play some baseball. You'll have fun. You'll enjoy yourself. Stop being stuck in here. Red Sox. Ooh. How are your White Sox doing, by the way?
Oh, not good.
Okay. So, Enrico is just like, dude, your inventions suck. No one likes them. They're bad. Remember that automatic dog feeding bowl that you made and it was supposed to feed Cooper for just 1 week and then he ate all the food in one day and now he's just a big furry pillow? That's a line from the book. That his dog is now a big furry pillow. Aww. He's like, stop picking on Cooper or a... Oh, what if he died and they taxidermied him?
That'd be fun.
That's why he's a big furry pillow.
So he lives forever.
But then they bump into Tessie, who's like staring at them through the kitchen window, and Tessie's his little sister. And you know how you spell pest? Tessie. Tessie. You spell pest the same way you spell his sister's name, because his sister's a pest.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. But she's grounded, so she can't go outside, so she's just doing like one of these numbers at the kitchen window, pawing at it, trying to get in, get out, hang out. But she broke some dishes, specifically so she wouldn't have to wash the aforementioned dishes, so she sounds like a little shit.
Yeah, I don't like her already.
Oh, don't worry. She does some more breaking of windows later, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't yet.
I just keep spoiling the ending of this for no reason.
You really do.
So there's moments... So... We're going to have a day in the life of Sonny and his friends. They're playing catch in the backyard. It pops a fly up. Unfortunately, it goes into Mr. Clarkey's yard. And Mr. Clarkey is an unacceptable adult because his behavior is criminal. So it starts off with, ball goes into his yard. Mr. Clarkey shows up. Cooper loses his mind because he hates Mr. Clarkey because he's a fucking asshole. And he's just like, you better shut up that dog before I call the cops on it. And he's like, that's not how anything works. It's our dog in our yard. Shut the fuck up, Mr. Clarkey. Can you give us a ball back? He's like, what ball? It's like he's holding the ball. It's like, the ball that you're holding. He's like, I don't see no ball was in my yard, so it must be my ball. And then he leaves. This is not the criminal activity yet.
That's just a classic case of finders keepers. I'm not even mad about that.
Yeah, he's just a butthole. I go back inside because they're just like, well, we fucking don't have a ball anymore, so let's go play video games and have snacks. I go inside and I'm like, hey, Ma, can we have some snacks? And she's like, no, don't ruin your appetite. And then Tessie's being a little shit. She's like, hey, you can't ruin your appetite. And it's like, I swear to God, Tessie, I'll pop your teeth. So they go into Sonny's room. Sonny has, meanwhile, stored Halloween candy in his closet for just such an occasion, because it sounds like his mom's pretty harsh on the snacking. So he and them, they fire up Minecraft on their PlayStation.
Sure.
Not determined. And that is a title available on the PlayStation.
Sure is.
Yeah, there we go. Hasn't become an X. What if it becomes an Xbox exclusive next year? Then he's fucked.
You can't. Timeliness. Yeah, you just. It's hard to maintain.
So they're relaxing. They're eating candy. They are in his bedroom. These 12-year-old boys are in their bedroom. I started up the Minecraft game on my PlayStation and handed out a bunch of candy bars to Enrico and Bert. Also, I love Enrico and Bert. Like, it sounds like two 90-year-old Italian gentlemen.
It does.
Both of them wearing, like, newsboy caps, and they're just like, hey, come on, Sonny. They all sound like 80-year-old Italian guys.
Yeah, kind of do.
Love it. We sat cross-legged on the rug and began to pick out. It's turning into a pretty good afternoon. But after about 20 minutes or so, I saw a shadow move outside my bedroom window. I paused the game and crept to the window. I can see the back of Mr. Clarkey's house from my room. And there he was behind the curtains in an upstairs bedroom. He had binoculars up to his face, and they were pointed right at my window.
Okay.
Yep, just checking in on you.
That's not good.
I jumped away from the window. Hey, Clarkey is spying on us, I told my friends. No way, Bert said. Why would he do that? Why indeed?
Why? Yeah.
Is this the day you lose your innocence, Bert? Why would he do anything? I replied. We started up the game again, and I passed out a few more chocolate bars. We only played another 5 minutes when Mom came flying into the room. This family's insane.
This is wild.
Busted, she cried. Her eyes were on the chocolate bars in her laps and the candy wrappers all over the floor. Sonny, I told you no snacks, and look. How'd you know? I demanded. I knew the answer. Mr. Clarkey called from next door and said he saw you stuffing yourselves with chocolate, Mom answered. He said he was worried you might get sugar poisoning.
Wait, we're not just going to be mad that he was spying on the kids?
Nope. We're just...
It's like, thank God he was watching our kids. They could have eaten too much sugar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sugar poisoning? Is that a thing? I can explain, I said. No, you can't, Mom replied. You deliberately disobeyed me. So guess what? Dad and I will not take you to the Buttered Bizkits concert next Saturday. That's your punishment.
Okay.
Buttered is spelled normally.
Sure.
Bizkits is Bizkitz.
Oh, it's almost like Limp Bizkit.
I feel like he remembers Limp Bizkit.
Mm-hmm.
And he just, like, what the fuck was it? Buttered biscuits? Put some Z's in it.
Put some Z's in it.
Put some Z's in it. So, child predator next door. Mom doesn't care. Concerning. 100%. This isn't me reading too much into it. He's looking into their room.
Yeah.
With binoculars.
With binoculars, man. These are children.
Like, yeah. Anyway. So.
That's not the scary part?
No, this isn't the scary part. We haven't even reached the supernatural part. No. This is kind of like when we read books where it's like, oh, the entire family burned alive at the beginning of it. Where's the scary part again? Oh, it's later.
It's later.
Or the psychopathic twins who fucking prank each other into adoptive care, almost. Like, ugh. And then the dummy shows up. Like, it's insane. Anyway, Dad comes home. He's crabby and tired because it's Saturday and he was working. And he sees that Sonny didn't weed the garden like he was supposed to. Now, guess what? Sonny doesn't get any Angelo's pizza. Because Dad's going to forget to take him. Just like you forgot to weed the garden. So Sonny's a little upset. He's a little crabby about this whole situation. So he wants to go work on his project in the garage. But his parents are going out. And Tessie, because everyone that annoys him has to make an appearance before he does what he does next. Tessie, he has to watch Tessie. And he's like, I'm going to go work on the garage. She's watching animal videos on my mom's iPad. What's the worst she can do? When I came back in the house, Tessie had taken red and yellow markers and drew flowers all over the living room wall.
Wow, she sucks.
Yeah, she's a bad person.
She's a rough child.
She got blamed.
How old is she?
He got blamed for it.
Like, is she younger than him? Does it say little sister?
Oh yeah, she's definitely younger than him.
What a brat! What a freaking brat!
Because I was double checking to see if I could find it. They talk about how she's a pest, but yeah, she's definitely just his little sister. I don't think they actually give a hard age. They might. Then he goes to school. His teacher, whose name I highlighted because I'm 3 apparently. His teacher's name is Mr. Schlitz. This is where I'm just like, okay, Sonny, this is kind of fun. You're a fucking asshole here. He puts a box, sound effect box, in Mr. Schlitz's desk. Like, puts it on his desk. He has a Bluetooth controller. It says that. It says Bluetooth controller in his pocket, and so he sets it off so it makes a loud pig squealing noise whenever Mr. Schlitz starts talking in his class, and it's kind of annoying. He does it like 7 times before, and like in a 5-minute period, it's like, you need to span that out over the whole class if you can. Don't like blow your load. But Mr. Schlitz, pinpoints where it is based on the fact that he did it 7 times, finds the electronics box, and he knows the one kid who keeps calling himself, I'm a child inventor. So he's just like, come on, dude. Apply yourself. Like, Mr. Schlitz is actually like, seems like a reasonable adult. He literally says, you're a smart kid, Sonny, but you have to learn to take life more seriously. Yeah, that's reasonable. That's
fair. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I could take that advice from time to time.
That's fairly, I mean, it's not really great criticism or encouragement, or because it's like, how does that work exactly? How do you take things more seriously? Whatever, like, it's not constructive, but it's also not hateful.
Exactly.
So, we finally get to the invention that he's building. Now, I know it's going to put a chill down your back, because we've already had some bad experiences with mirrors in this universe, but he's built a mirror. He's made a mirror. This child has made this mirror. And he has Enrico and Bert come over. And he's like, all right, my newest invention. It's a mirror. And they're like, all right, that's pretty much the least exciting thing that you could have shown to 12-year-old boys. Like, fucking wicked, man, you made a mirror. Woo, that's just like, a high-polished silver backing and some glass. Let's be honest here. That doesn't take 2 years to do. And so I was like, no, you don't understand. It's a digital mirror.
Oh, that's neat.
And you can go into it.
Oh,
well, that is... Why the fuck would you want to go into a mirror?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, now we're about to hit, like, next-level bullshit. He's like, well, you would want to walk into a mirror because obviously it would take you to a reverse world where everything's the opposite. Dumbasses. And they're like, I don't think that's how mirrors work, and no, we don't want to do that. And so he's like, all right, let me show you it's done. And he walks in the mirror. He's like, woo. And they're like, all right. It's like 6 feet tall, 4 feet wide, by the way, to give you. And it's in the garage. It's not in the small attic room. So you can get a couple kids around it.
Makes sense.
Enrico and Bert, because they realize the story has to progress, they also walk in the mirror. And they walk into the mirror world and, like, it's pretty much exactly identical. This is really exciting. Thanks, Sonny, for taking us to where we always were. Sonny came home to a different place. Yeah, it's a mirror place, though.
Sonny came home.
That's a song about child abuse.
Oh.
Well, burning down our childhood. Bringing it back.
Thank you for making it sad. It needed to be sadder.
Yeah. And then days go by. So there's not enough time in the day left for me to tell these tangents. So the first time that they realize something is off is... They're like, well, since the mirror didn't work, let's go play ball. And Stine's like, fine, fucking my invention didn't work. Enrico will do what you want to do. And he picks up the bat. He's like, oh my god, do you see how I'm batting left-handed? And Enrico's just like, holy shit, and do you see how I'm pitching left-handed? Like, it's kind of weird because it's like, they literally just picked up the equipment. They weren't like playing for a while and they realized like, oh shit, I'm batting left hand. They're like, my natural tendency now is to grab the ball with my left hand. Here's where things get a little fun. This one I feel is kind of like the stopwatch and like, it's pretty fun. And how weird it gets.
Good. I like that.
He reared back and sent it flying toward me. The ball. Sorry, I should have started a little earlier before this. I swung hard and connected with a loud whack. Oh no! I'm imagining Ralphie in A Christmas Story as he drops the hubcap with the lug nuts in it. I watched the ball sail over Mr. Clarky's fence. Then I heard a crash and the sound of shattering glass. Oh, wow. I don't believe it. I broke his window. Oh, jeez, man. I heard an angry shout from inside the house. The three of us froze. Clarky came running out, his face red as a tomato. He gripped the ball in one fist. Mr. Clarky, I started. He waved the ball in my face. I'm so sorry, he said. Did my window get in the way of your ball? Is that a joke? Clarky handed me the ball. Truly sorry, Sonny. Wait here, guys. I'll be right back. Enrico, Bert, and I stood watching him as he trotted back to his house. A few seconds later, he came hurrying back, his arms loaded down with something. Candy bars. Here you go, Clarky said, handing them out. Take these. This is for spoiling your game. He dropped 3 chocolate bars into my hands. I knew I should thank him, but I was too stunned to speak. At that moment, the back door swung open, and Cooper came running out. The big dog spotted Mr. Clarky and, barking ferociously, came running for him. Clarky's eyes went wide, and he took a step back. Cooper yowled and growled at him, as if ready to attack. Clarky raised both his hands in front of him. I'm so sorry, he said. I didn't mean to upset your dog. Please don't call the police on me. I promise I'll try to be a better neighbor. So things are weird. But, like, Enrico and Bert, pretty clever guys, and I think your mirror worked. And I don't know why they haven't gone home. They're just kind of tagging along with him. These aren't his brothers. These are just 2 guys he knows.
Right.
But they go into the house and they're like, man, that's fucking crazy. Mr. Clark is just a total bitch now. I'm fucking gonna make him clean my shoes with his tongue. Okay, that was weird. They followed me as I led Cooper back into the house. My dad was watching a hockey game on TV in the den. He jumped up when the 3 of us appeared. Hey, I'm sorry, Sonny, he said. I know I should be out weeding the garden, but I got caught up in the game. Please don't be angry. My 2 friends and I exchanged glances. This is too good to be true. That's okay, Dad, I said. But don't let it happen again.
Oh.
He raised his right hand. I won't. I swear. I'll have the job done in time to drive you all the way to Buttered Bizkit's concert at the fucking stadium. Yay, the concert's on. So they're happy because they get to go Buttered
Biscuits. I don't even know what kind of music that would be.
It's ska.
It's got to be ska, right?
But it's like Kids Bop ska.
Yeah.
12-year-old Kids Bop ska from Buttered Bizkits.
It's rough. I hate it.
So they're super happy because 2 out of 3 adults are acting like jerks. Mom calls them to lunch. She's made her famous salami pizza. But then they ate the whole pizza and then dumped candy bars on the table and quickly ate them too. Mom comes out and she's just like, oh my God, are you guys out of candy? I'll be right back. Goes off and drives to the store to get them more candy. She's like, I'm sorry. And just driving off. Everyone's pretty happy with what's going on so far.
I would say.
They decide, let's see what it's like going to school. So, they phrase it weird because they say, in school, my reverse mirror kept doing its job. I feel like once you've stepped through it, the job's done. Like you're in.
It's not like it has to keep going.
He gets to class. Mr. Schlitz calls on him. Takes him a while to notice that Mr. Schlitz calls on him. He's like, hey, you do the reading, bucko? And Sonny's like, sorry, I forgot. And then this is Mr. Schlitz's response. Oh, wow, Mr. Schlitz replied. He slapped his forehead. I must be giving too much homework. I'm so sorry, Sonny. He thought for a moment. Tell you what, everyone, he said finally. No more homework for the rest of the year. The class cheered.
Heck yeah, dude.
Good job, Sonny.
Yeah, this is going well so far.
He's like a king.
What could go wrong, honestly?
I don't think I ever felt happier.
Yeah, I mean, he's young.
That feeling ended quickly when we reached my house and saw the black and white police car in the driveway.
Okay.
Are they going to get Meister Clarky finally? Huh? I gasped. What's going on? I burst through the front door. My 2 friends followed close behind. Mom and Dad turned as I came in. Their faces were twisted in sadness and shock. Tessie was crying on the stairs. My parents' hands were handcuffed behind their backs, not handcuffed their hands behind their backs.
Well, I think I get it.
And 2 dark uniformed police officers were pushing them toward the door. I could feel my heart skip a beat. Mom, Dad, I cried. What is happening? Officer, what did they do? One of the officers turned to me. They weren't nice enough to you kids, he said. So we're taking them in. A few years in prison will teach them to obey their kids. We'll do better, I promise, Dad said. Too late for that, the other cop said. They pushed Mom and Dad out the door. Tessie buried her face in her hands. She was sobbing loudly. What can we do? What can we do? She wailed. I turned to Enrico and Bert. I know what we can do. Ditch this world and go back to ours where everything's fine. And that's what they do. Or that's what they try to do. He goes up to his mirror, tries to walk through, and bangs his head against it.
Oh, shit. Kid's not a two-way.
Yeah. That's exactly actually what Bert says. Sonny, you built a one-way mirror, buddy.
Oh, man.
So then they're just like, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Oh, my God, we're trapped. It's like, well, maybe if we disconnect the power, which I don't understand why that's supposed to work. Again, it sounds like this world is being generated by the mirror. Almost, which is weird. Because he's like, if we could unplug it, then we could get out of here.
Oh.
And then Tessie shows up on the other side of the mirror. Their real sister.
Yeah.
On the good side.
She's on the good side.
And he's like, because Tessie's already tried to jump in the mirror once. And he's like, get the fuck out of the garage. I fucking hate you so much, Tessie. I hope I never have to count on you in a life or death situation. Because you suck. And so then Tessie is their only chance for success.
Yeah.
She's on the other side. And he's like, Tessie, whatever you do, don't come in here. But please unplug that cord. Whatever you do, unplug that cord. Don't come in here. Unplug the cord. Do not come in here. So Tessie runs through into the mirror and joins them on the other side.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Yeah, no one saw that coming. I literally
didn't.
Though.
I was like, finally this kid's arc's going to come through because she was a brat the whole time. She's going to actually listen and save the day. Nope.
No, and now, as far as I know how mirror rules work, the other Tessie's still in there.
I mean, 2 Tessies.
And where did the other kids go?
Oh, yeah.
how does this work? Yeah. So that's why I'm thinking maybe it's a generated thing, but there's already Tessie in there. And why weren't there? Anyway, I'm not going to think too much about this because it hurts.
Thanks.
So Mr. Clarky comes over because he sees that the kids are upset. He's like, do you need more candy bars? And they're like, please get away from us. You're still a pedophile, even though you like kids. I don't know. Like, you're not an asshole to them. So he leaves. This is how it ends. This might be my favorite ending of any of the Stinetinglers, with the exception of the whole one. I did.
Okay.
Really like
All right. Yeah.
a lot, but I turned and stepped up to my workbench. I reached into the drawer and began to pull out supplies. Sonny, what are you doing? Enrico asked. Are you going to work on something now? I nodded. Yes, I said. There's only one way to get back to the real world. I have to build another mirror. Bert squinted at me. How long will it take? I thought for a minute. First one took 2 years, I said, but I remember a lot of it. Maybe I can build a new one in 1 year. A whole year? Tessie cried. Yeah! Enrico and Bert both let out a cheer and jump up and down. A whole year! Children rule! Children rule! That's the end.
So there's trapped. Or no, they get a whole year of being the boss. That's what they're excited about.
Well, they get a whole year of being a boss while he's going to try and build a way home. And the rest of them are just going to fucking hang out. I don't know what happens in the society when your parents get arrested. I am assuming, like, they care for you. Because, like, it seems like it would be a little weird if the state was like, your parents did a bad job taking care of you, so we're going to take them away from you. And now you starve to death on your own. So, good luck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. That one was interesting. I agree with you about, like, no kid could build that. I mean, obviously, it's got magic involved. But, at the same time, I like the ingenuity. I thought it made it for a nice twist. Mm-hmm. One way in, one way out. Kind of riffs on our, Let's Get Invisible.
Mm-hmm. I liked how it was, like, paced appropriately. Like, the first section was about, like, why they don't like their lives, which is how it should be. Invention. Boom. We're in the mirror world. It's great and hilarious how over the top the adults are, like, falling over themselves for the kids. Until you see them go to prison and you realize why. Like, who narked on them? I thought it would have been great if the mirror Tessie narked on them. She's like, don't worry, Sonny. I reported them to the Gestapo.
There's your spackle right there. That makes it fun. Mm-hmm. Pretty good. Pretty good. These are interesting. I still think, I don't know, the ones, I don't know, maybe time needs to pass. I feel like the first Stinetingler stories are a little more memorable for me. But I don't know. I liked our last two that we read. I think they were the better one. He's getting warmed up. By the end of the book, they should be bangers.
Yeah, like, I feel like that was the case in the first Stinetinglers, definitely, where you get to the end, and some of the creepiest ones and weirdest ones were kind of towards the end. Like, the one with the hole in the backyard, and the kid basically fucking loses his mind.
That one was
and,
wild.
Like, there's no real explanation for it. It's just like he's some bestial thing now.
Yeah, and then that one girl builds a monster that attacks her. It's wild.
Oh yeah, like she gets a monster in the box or something. Like,
yeah, good stuff. All right, well, that made for a pretty girthy episode, but we got part 2 coming, so we're going to read the second half. We'll get back to you in a couple of weeks. You won't even know how far apart these were recorded. You won't feel a thing. So, it's coming soon. Part 2 of Stinetinglers 2. Part 2 of 2.
You'll definitely ask, is it in yet?
What?
What?
What'd you say?
I was like, it's not. You're not going to feel it. You're not going to feel it. And I was like, you can ask.
Yep. All right, well, I think it's going to wrap us up. As always, check out the Twitter, Say Cheese and Pod. Check out the emails. We got goosebumpspodcast@gmail.com. Check out the Polymedia Network, polymedianetwork.com. You can also support us on Patreon if you'd like to keep the lights on, keep everybody happy over here, keeps the Discord going, keeps the website on, all that stuff. That's patreon.com/polykill. That does assist all of the shows there on the network. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Is that? Are we done? Are we?
I'm calling it done. I am calling it done.
Oh. Goodbye, everybody.